A very good morning and welcome to the Rab CWIF 2018. I'm Mike Langley, joined today by Gaz Perry, and we are live here in Sheffield for the semi-final round. Gaz, as you can see there, crowds moving already and some big names out there today.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mike. It's great to be back here in Sheffield at the start of the 2018 season. It's already lining up to be quite exciting. We've got topping up the women's lineup is Stasha. Had a very good round yesterday. I spoke to her earlier on. She was super happy with that after a little bit of an injury, a couple of niggles recently. Over on the men's side, we've got Matt Cousins from GB coming in at number 1, Jan Hoyer at number 2, and Nathan Phillips in 3rd place.
Yeah, I think once again we're seeing here in Sheffield so many strong internationals coming through, making the journey over, and like you said, it's a great way to start the season for these guys. You can see there, just in the wide shots, we're getting very close to the start of the semi-final round. We've got 20 climbers to get down to just 6 for tonight's final. And Gaz, you've been having a look through the boulders. Looks like the route setters are putting on a pretty stern challenge.
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting switch around from the style of the qualification round into this full-on comp format as well. Obviously, the Climbing Works qualifications round is always known as quite a technical tour. Lots of slabs, vertical and arrests to deal with. And then we switch it up in the semi-final with full-on comp action.
Yeah, you can see there the first competitors getting themselves ready. Pretty chilly in the Climbing Works this morning, but not quite as Baltic as it has been in previous years, so hopefully the competitors have had a pretty decent warm-up. But as always, Gaz, I mean, you've been in the position quite a few times. The nerves must be pretty strong at this time, just before you come out for your first boulders.
Well, I think a lot of these guys now, even the youngsters of the game, are pretty well versed in competitions now. You know, they're super experienced at a really young age. We've got our youngest climber, Catherine McDougall, at 14 years old, just stepped out onto the mat there. I mean, she must be super excited with this today.
So you can see there, first climber out on men's number 1 comes out onto a treacherous CWIF slab. That's Fredrik Solakius from Sweden. Actually got a Finnish surname. Tells me that's how it's pronounced, so we'll go with that. And he's going to come out onto, I would say, the kind of the classic CWIF slab, and that slab on the left-hand side of the comp will cause so many problems, some blood, sweat and tears over the years.
I think having a quick chat with the route setters earlier on as well, it's going to be no change this year. Definitely one to be trusting the feet.
So it's our first look at these first boulders. We saw the route setters have put in a lot of effort this morning to try and tweak these boulders. Some of the results not quite as strong as they thought they may have been yesterday during qualifiers, some slightly weaker results than potentially they expected. A very good tour nonetheless, and a separation pretty much throughout the results. See, first climber, Catherine, just battling down with his first. She's got the zone hold there, changing the rules this year. We're going to be calling bonus holds from the last, God knows how many years. We're going to be called zones from now on, so we'll be using the word zone all throughout the day. That's marked just under her right hand there in the black tape. Catherine's looking really good here, and they're supporting the crowd already. Nice and early here in the Climbing Works, but plenty of support for the athletes nonetheless.
Looks like she's trying an interesting method there, taking the second hold, missing the zone hold out, and looking at trying to go over the top, but that's the first fall. Zone in the bag though. Good start.
Yeah, so the new IFSC announcement regarding the rules is being implemented here at the Rab CWIF. So the priority in the way that the scoring has changed slightly. We were talking about it a little bit more in the finals show later on today, but basically the importance of the zone hold has been given higher priority over the number of attempts it gets to either the top or the zone. The scoring today will be based on the number of tops, then the number of zones, then the number of attempts to tops, and the number of attempts to the zones.
So I know it's new for you guys out there, but it's certainly new for us as well. So it'll be interesting to see how it affects the competition today. But I don't think it's really going to bother the competitors too much. They're just, they've got out there, they've got a job to do, and they're just really going to focus on climbing the boulders.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, once you get to this stage in the competition, you just got, like you said, guys, just focus down on the climb, focus on your the 5 minutes you have to complete these boulders. And so these guys have got 4 blocks to get through in the semi-final rounds, 5 minutes to climb and then 5 minutes rest, and they work their way down the wall left to right. As always here with CWIF, usually they start with a slab and end with something that resembles some sort of slab climbing, and I'm sure we'll look forward to seeing the boulders later on. But like I said, we've got 20 athletes, going to get down to 6, so chances are at this stage in the competition that these guys have qualified lowest out of all of the semi-finalists, so We expect really to start seeing some tops slightly later on into the afternoon here in Sheffield. But any tops at this stage of the game will give us a really good indicator as what we're in for the rest of the tour here.
Catherine back on the zone again for the second time.
High step, so impressive. Yeah, we saw one of the route setters today coming over from France for this, the legend Laurent Laporte. He was up there this morning just tweaking that boulder, testing it, trying to perfect it ready for the round here. And I think talking to the route setters this weekend, at the start of the season, they've always got a really hard task because the athletes have been well rested over the winter, and a lot of them have been training like absolute mutants ready for the season to start, and it's really hard to know the level, get the level just right at this competition is really tough. And we saw that at the final last year, Gaz. It was a super hard final, not very many tops.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting event. It's really useful for not only the competitors but also the route setters, like you say, because everybody can get a gauge on where people are at. Obviously, it doesn't influence World Cup rankings or overall competition for the year. It's a one-off event, so it's a good experience, good place to go and get some problems under the belt and enjoy the competition itself.
Yeah, I was just speaking to one of the top male athletes, Alex Kazanov from Israel, in the isolation zone. He said exactly that. That's why he comes here. It's his third time here. He comes here to get his eye in, get ready for the start of the season. First bouldering World Cup neighbouring at the end of April, so not very long away. So it's an opportunity to gauge himself, gauge his training, see how he's been getting on, and see kind of where he's at ready for the start of the season. Doesn't look like it's going to be a good start though, unfortunately, for Fredrik from Sweden. He will take his 5-minute rest period now. You can see the clock in the right hand corner. The next rotation has started. They start making their way down the wall. Philip Martin, one of 5 German males making it through to the semi-final round. Team Germany putting in a pretty strong showing here this weekend. Interestingly, Philip is actually not in the German team currently, but he is travelling with them, and he's back from injury, so he's looking to get back on the block, as it were.
Over on the ladies boulder there, we've got Katrien van der Sally, 24. She's done some internationals before. She was 27th in Munich 2017 last year. It was interesting what you're saying about the isolation, Mike, and chatting to the competitors over there. There's definitely a little bit of a different atmosphere in there to probably there is in the World Cups. There's all relaxed, smiley faces and a bit of banter going on.
Yeah, you always wonder, is that just the CWIF or is that just people's way of dealing with the nerves? I mean, when you were in the isolation, you competed for 10 plus years on the international circuit. But what was your style? Were you just one of those guys joking around, or you had the headphones in? Someone like Matt Cousins got the headphones in, focused in, and just taking it really, really seriously. People have very different ways of dealing with the nerves.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody's a little bit different. I quite enjoyed the whole scene, talking to people, just being part of the scene. It was always good fun to see people, and then you've got other people that are super focused, like you say, with the headphone scene. It's you just got to find your own way, really, at the end of the day.
Focusing back on the action here. Catherine's looking really good. She's got the first zone hold of the first pole and ends up getting both holds. We saw the previous athlete, Catherine, struggle with that, and it looks like we've got our first top of the competition.
Nicely done, Catherine there.
Darling, perfect start. Should be able to see soon enough the scores will start filtering in. Very, very long way to go, but that is a perfect start. So, Gaz, what do you reckon? Early start to the competition, a top already.
I think the problems for the ladies are going to build a little bit along here. This first boulder, they do want people to get up these things. I don't think they're going to set the event too hard. There's a lot of other events been going on these last few weeks. We've had the Austrian nationals, the Germans have been away training in Japan, so there's probably quite a few names missing because people are preparing for the season, and they're preparing in a different way this year. They're starting to look ahead to Tokyo 2020. They're preparing all 3 disciplines as well, so it's getting busier and busier this season.
So Philip Martin out to prove himself for the German team. So struggled with injury earlier on last year, but now he's back. What a nightmare to come out to a CWIF slab. Been warming up backstage, and a lot of the time it's really hard to warm up for these things, especially it depends on what sort of warm-up facilities you got. These climbers are in an isolation zone, and those facilities really do change event to event, so you never quite know what you're going to get. Mostly overhangs in the isolation zone where they are here today at the Climbing Works. So to come out to a slab, pretty difficult there. You can see it, 20-degree slab. This one's set by one of the team from the GB, Rob Napier. That style, love that, classic CWIF.
Classic CWIF slab. I was watching Laurent try this just earlier on this morning, and interestingly, both competitors have been trying it the same way he was trying to do it, which was skip the bonus hold, which you can see on the right-hand side with the green tape, and go direct to the hole beyond the next volume. But none of the two competitors have managed to do this yet. Laurent didn't manage to do it, so I think you do need to go rightwards to this bonus, which is what he's looking at now, maybe.
See the classic set of volumes there, the blocked volumes, absolutely brilliant texture on them, but you've got to really, really try and put the weight through the feet, bring the foot right out to the edge of the volume to make it as slabby as possible and start transitioning that way. And you see certain climbers who are really confident on these volumes. I think we'll see later on it's tons of climbers in this men's starting list, and the women's of course as well. Stephen, absolute slab experts, putting the weight through those heels a bit better and just hopefully balancing across and walking across without too many issues. But shoe choice, Gaz, is always so critical on these slabs.
Yeah, for sure. This is where the modern footwear has really come into their own now. A lot of the international competitors will tend to compete with two different pairs of shoes, one a slightly stiffer and one for male, one bolder, especially, which is super soft, softer rubber, softer sole, just to be able to get complete contact down on those smeary volumes. You can see the left-hand one is super steep angle, right-hand one looks a little bit better. That's better progress. That's the first time into the bonus.
You can just hear the beeps in the background there. That's the 5-second warning. Time is up. There's no continuing to climb after the 5 minutes. Next climber out is one of the first big names of the semi-final. Just managed to scrape through into the semi-final. There was actually quite a few high-profile casualties in the GB team yesterday. Didn't make it through, but it's Tyler Landman who comes out. Excellent season really for him for the last couple of years, competing on the international circuit for Ty. 27 years old now, still based in America, over in New York, competing on behalf of Great Britain. Currently ranked 29th in the world. Good results last year, semi-final, 17th for the World Cup in Vail, 13th in Tokyo. 17th position, comes out in 17th in the semi-finals. Gaz Tyler last night, so nervous that he was on the cusp of not making it through. It's a long way to come not to get through to semi-finals.
Yeah, but he's here now, and this is, once he's probably got past problem one and he moves on to the steeper stuff, he'll move into his element. Over on the ladies though, we've got Pippa Watkin doing well, one hand on the top hold. Can she match it? Yes, nicely controlled. That's a good start for Pippa there.
I like this.
Pippa.
This is good to see. I think they've got the level just right here for the women's starting boulder. It's really nice for some of these younger athletes to come out. You know, it's a big event to come out. It's being live streamed, big crowd. Come out and actually get a boulder in the bag. It's just nice. It's nice to get something done, and hopefully the rest of the boulders will sort the rest of them out. And then, as we can see as our first look on women's number 2, that's certainly starting to take shape.
Well, we've definitely got some young athletes in the female field. We've got 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16, a few 18-year-olds. So we've got a young field out there. A lot of youth B athletes from last year.
Just having our first look at men's number 2 there with Frederick from Sweden. I was having a really good look at this one, and Gaz, both route setters ourselves, we should be able to read a boulder, and I just could not fathom what's going on with this boulder. The absolute confuser. Really, really technical. A lot of bad shouldery holds.
I think basically what they've done with men's 2 is just got a whole bag of new holds. A lot of these new Squadra holds that most of the competitors won't have seen, I don't think, this season. And they just put them all on upside down.
That's one way of making it harder. Now you can see Tyler starting to push across to the zone hold now, gets that done. Tyler's very, very used to these slabs, but he's not the biggest fan of the slabs in general. And he's actually known for really crimping down on the screw holes that holding the volumes together. I wonder if Tyler will have an opportunity to implement any of those tactics.
He's made good progress there. He's got the bonus in the bag. The bonus on this first problem for the men could actually become quite useful later on. We shall see as time goes on.
I mean, Tyler's one of those climbers who's got so much experience. He's actually been competing internationally since 2004, and not to even go into his outdoor climbing. He's crushed pretty much everything there was in the bouldering scene outdoors. Turned his attention back to the competitions. Basically, there's nothing left for him to climb, it seems, outdoors. Here we go, Frederick from Sweden hits a zone hold. Fun to catch. The zone hold there, it's so difficult to push up into these undercuts when you stretch like that and flat on his back.
Well, we've definitely got to have some hard problems for later on for competitors that have qualified in the top few places. We've got Jan Hoyer in there.
Well, not to mention some of the Kokoro Fuji, actually, interestingly, qualified in 14th. He was one of the favourites to take away the win here. Second place overall in the IPC competitions last year, and third place overall, excuse me. Japanese champion, if you're the Japanese champion, that basically means you're one of the best climbers in the world. Japanese team so strong, so for him to come through qualifying in 14th was a bit of a surprise, but he said he really enjoyed himself yesterday, so we're really looking forward to seeing Kokoro a little bit later on. Won't be long until we get him out, and Tyler's making good progress up the slab now.
I think we are going to see a big change from the actual rankings in the qualifications to the final rankings. We've also got somebody like Yoni Kruder quite low in the initial rankings in the top 20 here. I'm sure he's going to move up a good few places. Now this style changes, much more his style.
Great to hear from you guys on the social media. Use the hashtag Rab Replay. Get in touch, let us know where you're watching, especially if you're overseas. We'd love to hear from you overseas guys.
Tyler back on, 20 seconds left. Let's see if we can make a little bit of progress this time.
And Tyler's one of those climbers who's really going to be pushing for a place in the finals, and it'd be potentially a little bit of an upset if he doesn't get through to finals. So to see him coming out as one of the best climbers out there, struggling on men's number one, there's a real kind of, there is no gimme here in the men's competition, I don't think, with such a strong field. There's 4 boulders and they're all got to be really, really hard. Next rotation then, young climber from Britain, Joe Swales, comes out. See Joe back in the game. Been competing for quite a few years now, but still get to make a CWIF finals. Maybe this is his year.
From York, which isn't in the Netherlands.
Joe's written here that his favourite place to climb in the world is Fontainebleau, but I actually...
So just as these climbers start their rotation, we have the one and only overall bouldering champion Shauna Coxey down at the wall.
Yeah, that's what it's at. It's very, very niche venue.
Drone man needs to move out of the way. Back her up, George. Just for safety reasons.
Come on, Joe.
Okay, looks like Shauna's microphone's not working, unfortunately. Doesn't matter how many times you test it, it always breaks. Always breaks on the day. I'm sure we'll get that working straight away. We'll get some more insight. But we have got Shauna all day today. Shauna's not competing. We'll try and get her back. Get that microphone tested once again.
Stopping now on women's one. Zoe Petermans. Sorry, Tiba Vroom that was. Tiba Vroom from the Netherlands. That's a good start for her.
Men's two, we're looking good here as well. Philip Martins from the German team hits the zone undercut. Starting to fight now. You can see the arms bowled. You can see how steep that bit of wall is. Good battle nonetheless.
Oh, progress on female two.
Whole body trembling at the FNF.
Rush is just moving in. And as I said there earlier, the ambient temperature in the room here was about 16 degrees. Pretty much perfect for these hard boulders, these volumes. Quite a lot of big pinches you can see later on in the competition, so I think it's going to be really crucial. The conditions in here, and I think the conditions in Sheffield are generally pretty cold, but pretty good.
Yeah, I think the temperatures are going to be okay this morning. It'll be interesting later on this evening. We've got a completely rammed house. Always a popular competition to turn out to come and watch in the evening is the CWIF. Pretty good crowd there though this morning. This female too is interesting. Now I couldn't quite work out whether it is some sort of dyno catch or something that does go static. But
I think what we're seeing a lot more, you can see it, I'm talking about something really geeky about everything here, is that these toe hook release moves have become really popular the last couple of moves because they're a really low percentage, quite a energetic, quite a good showy move. I think we're going to see that quite a few times in this round. On that boulder particularly, you've got the left toe hook and then a bit of a release through the next section. See her in the middle of the screen on F2, left toe hook dropped in, and then fires over. I think that's a 1-2 down to the bonus hold. You can see the yellow hold. I'm sure we'll see plenty of action on that boulder slightly later on. But Martin had a really good burn then on men's number 2 earlier. Just fighting, hit it once, hit it again. Crimping down now, roaming camera gets nice and close.
He's been here before. Let's see if we can stand up this time into this bonus. Got the thumb pinch on it, but turning that into a full-on undercut and going up to the next hold looks super hard.
So desperate. What do you think, guys? Do you think you have to go up again with your right hand to that somehow once you got into that undercut? Or flip the left hand round maybe and then
Maybe it is
fire
a
up?
flip. There's two little jibby footholds on the right-hand side, so maybe you do flip that left hand and go up again with the right. We shall see later on. Good view there of female 2. The toe catch, crossover and drop down to that bonus hold. You can see there's a little screw on there on top of that yellow volume.
So earlier on the head root setter here, Percy Bishton, Carmen gave us some info about the boulder, so he's put this one down as a dyno. So like I say, releasing that left toe and firing 1-2 down to the bonus hold, the yellow Rab blocks volume. Meters away from where she is, so let's see what she gets done this time. Nice move, fires up for the left hand, drops in for the toe hook. It's a classic. Hopefully there's plenty of you guys tuning in at home. Do remember to get in touch, we'd love to hear from you. Just over 20 seconds left for this end of this rotation. You can see the climbers at the front of the wall there. Actually, they don't go right back to the isolation curtain. They sit down with their backs to the front of the wall. Really cram them in here, and Climbing Works Gaz get a really good bit of atmosphere going.
Oh yeah, it's always a cracky here. A pretty close relationship between the crowd and the wall, and they can get in there quite close. Now this should be a little bit different now on men's 2, I think, for Tyler.
Yeah, this is much more Tyler's bag. It's going to be really interesting to see how it gets on. Like I said, just scraped through to the semi-final round, but absolutely dealing on the crimp and the undercuts. Really powerful climber. So light, just flicks between a lot of the holes, and hopefully he can kind of start engaging and make a bit of an impact on the leaderboard to try and push for a finals place. But with some super strong climbers still to come. Kura Fuji, Aidan Roach, Nathan Phillips, Jan Hoyer, that cousin still to come. Just 6 places. It's not going to be easy to get yourself through to the finals.
Pippa Watkin there, just with her first look at her second boulder.
Yeah, Zoe Peterman's on women's number 1 as well. It's quite funny watching Zoe actually after her qualification. She's so excited. She just couldn't seem to stay away and was trying all the special challenges that they put on last night. So it doesn't seem to have affected her too much though. Looking so strong through the shoulders there. And women's number 1.
That's not taken too much energy out of her. 16 years old. 8A climber outdoors. Match the finishing hold. Can she match? Yeah, solid. A good start there.
Get Tyler in that undercut there, flips the left hand round, bumps the right hand. That's what we thought the sequence could be. This is looking really good. Nice little hidden pocket there to finish, but Tyler Landman, that's Rory's bag. You can see away, and just the tension through the shoulders on the finish of that. Yeah, come on, let's have some more of this.
Oh, good progress over on number 1 here.
That's Orin Coley, first ever semi-finals in the CWIF. He's really pleased to get through. Fires up. Oh, that was nice. It looks like you can see the double hand pat of chalk there. It looks like it needs to be right in the centre of that body, more so than the right hand end.
I don't think it's going to be a finishing hold you're jumping for there though. I think you're going to have to go quite controlled for that volume at the top. Still standing on the feet.
It's so fascinating to see the different climbers' approaches on these technical boulders. And all of a sudden somebody comes out, someone like Orin, really good on the slabs. It's like a walk in the park. Hopefully he can get back up there and find the top. See Tyler down there at the front. He's into an extended rest period now because he got that climb done so fast.
Over on the right hand side we've got Frederick on men's 3. There was quite a lot of work being done on this just before the start of this semi-final. It's super hard.
One of the route setters, the Austrian Reini Fichting, set this one, known for his dynos. Specialist in that department. He had a lot of fiddling before the round went on, and that's, like we said earlier, it's so difficult to get the level right, and they used yesterday's performances to really judge the level for today. Let's hope they've got it right. A lot of nervous route setters out there.
Yeah, things are, well, the route setters we've got at this event are well versed in international setting. We've got Percy Bishton, Riney, Lauren Laporte, and just between those three guys, they've got a lot of events under the bag.
Well, interestingly as well, I think Percy Bishton has been employed by the IFSC now to kind of look after the route setting a bit more throughout the coming season. So he's used this event as an advantage to try and get a bit more experience ready for that first World Cup. So Lauren Laporte and Jamie Cassidy both on the route setting team at the first event in Switzerland, Meiringen. So they'll be using this to get their eye in for the level. Really shows the calibre of route setting that we've got for us here. But obviously it's not all about the route setting, it's about the climbing really, and it's about the athletes. And Oren Coley once again fired up to that finish hole, but like I say, Gaz, looks like it's going to be more of a stand-up than a jump to that finish hole. But see, I'm really looking forward to seeing Kokoro. He's so, I'm not sure if you saw the social media feeds yesterday, but there's a triple dyno, or a quadruple dyno in the qualifying round, and the way that he smashed that was unreal. So I'm really looking forward to seeing his level of movement a bit later on.
It's interesting watching that men's one with we were chatting about the boots before and having the soft shoes for the volumes, and then it looks like that last move you need actually a stiffer shoe on the right foot for that little foothold to go to the finishing hole. So we shall see. Will anyone be choosing two pairs of shoes on it?
Need a shoe caddy to run in halfway through and change your right foot. I think I just saw Molly Thompson-Smith down there on the brushing duty. Molly unfortunately couldn't compete. Major hand surgery just a few months ago. She is making good recovery after a fantastic lead season for her, but she's not stayed at home. She's come down here to give athletes some support, a bit of brushing, so nice one, Molly.
Frederick got close then to the dyno. You probably just saw that right inside of the screen.
Great
Back
shot
on the
now.
slab. Oren making progress. He seems to be cruising through the start. This is the move for him though. Super close there, one hand, almost held it.
That was great, great moment, great early moment here in the semi-final. He's going to be gutted that he's not done that. It was on the buzzer, that final attempt, and a heartbreaker off the last hold. I've got a feeling we're going to see quite a few tops on that boulder now, Gaz.
Well, we shall see. It's still a slab at the end of the day, and it's always going to be a tough cookie. For the ladies now, we've got out Rachel Carr. She's not competed in an international event since 2015. 21 years old now and back on the scene.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I guess. She might actually be the BIF champion in 2018 as well. The Beastmaker International Fitness Festival, that was streamed by the 159 show just a month or so ago. Obviously very strong.
Yeah, she's been training quite a lot. She's recently moved down to Sheffield now, so from Edinburgh. Now Sheffield local, so this is her local wall.
Yannick Floe, then the 18-year-old from Germany, competing, starts his campaign out on men's number one. Jace Wales moves into the undercuts that Tyler's just absolutely destroyed on men's number two.
Rachel back on number one. A few tops on this. It's definitely going to be one we need to do. Solid through that move. Match on the finishing hole. Nice start for Rachel there. Should be happy with that. Get the nerves out the way.
I mean, going by the early results, it looks like women's number one is a must at this stage in the competition. It's very early to say. First quick look at women's number three there, but not much action so far on women's two or three. That is expected at this stage in the competition. We've got a long way to go. 5 athletes out so far, 15 to get through.
Women's three seems to be a little step down, I think, in standard from the two, the dyno on two. Looks steady on the one, maybe, hard two, steady three, and then hard four boulder.
It's easy for us to sit here, Gaz, and just look at these boulders and call the difficulty, but these climbers are coming out on site. First time that they've seen these blocks, unlike the finals where they get an observation. Here it's just come out, have a look, pull on and try and get it done, and I find that element of climbing so fascinating.
And obviously now they've got such a short time, they don't have that long to just sit back and look at it and try and work it out. And we're watching these problems time and time again.
It's both men's and women's number two, has a left toe hook. She likes your left toe hooks in that section of the wall.
Left hand side, top on men's one.
Great top there from Yannick Floe, that was a good start, and we have Shauna Coxey back down at the wall.
Hello, we're going to try that again. Welcome to the mats at the CWIF semi-finals. It is absolutely packed in here. There's good conditions outside, but no one wants to be on the grit today. People want to be in here watching the action. These boulders look so hard, and we've got a lot of climbers still to come out. We've just seen the first top of men's one. That's just 2 tops in the semi-finals so far with Ty on problem 2. So yeah, the crowd are loving the action. It's been really cool to see everyone get behind, all the athletes from different nationalities. We've got multiple nationalities on the wall behind me, and it's just really cool to have this event in Sheffield, and yeah, we're loving it. So yeah, keep watching, and it's going to get much better because we've got the strongest athletes coming out later on, the athletes that qualified with the highest scores yesterday. So I think we'll be seeing a lot more tops later on.
Great insight down at the wall for Shauna. We're
going to go back to Mike and Gas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shauna. Plenty of action from Shauna down at the mats. We're going to be using her throughout the competition to give us that close bit of action. I'll shoot us a little bit away from the competition also. It's great to have Shauna down there, the overall bouldering world champion from 2017, not competing due to injury this year, same as last year. Interesting one. There's not too much action on the wall. Just talked to Shauna yesterday, saying she's hoping to be fit for the start of the season, but she's got to watch. It's a very long season. She'll be also taking part in a lot of the lead events as well this year. Just a couple of lead events last year, so it'll be interesting to see if Shauna's ready for the start of the season. So just a few weeks away.
It'll be interesting to see how she plays it this year after injury again, and you know, she probably will take it quite easy, not do every single event. There's no advantage really for her to do everything this season, I don't think. She's aiming for 2020 at the end of the day.
Yeah, well that's it. People will start to concentrate on the 2020, and that's a great move there. You can see that toe hook, I think, from the Netherlands dropping in now. Let's have a look at this next move. It's super cool. Double down onto the bonus. She had a much better effort the time before, but she went for the final go to the zone hold. Remember the importance of getting zones is prioritised over the number of attempts these days, so it's very important to try and get as many zones as possible. Peterman's now going to move on to that women's number 2. Orin after his fantastic attempt on men's number 1, heartbreaker off the top hold. Let's see if we can cut down on men's number 2 a little bit as well.
Over on ladies number 1 with our first viewing of Holly Tutil. Just giving the hold a brush.
Start to see now action all the way down the wall, climbers on every single boulder pretty much. We're going to try and bring you as much close-up action as we can. So difficult to get a bit of every single boulder with so many athletes on the wall. See, that's a bit different in the final round where we've got just 2 climbers on the wall at the same time. We've got 8 here as much as we can. So Zoe Peterman's having a look through that initial toe hook section, and Orin pulling on as well.
So we're having a good go there, but didn't quite see the method. Going up with the right hand for the big pink slopey squadra. She needs to go left and down to the Rab volume there.
Close-up action of Orin on these shouldery holds, so you see the force going through his left shoulder and the Orin scream. That's what we were seeing.
Holly just dropping the last move on boulder 1. Hopefully she'll get back up there. She's got enough time.
Hopefully we can get a chance to see one of the superstars of the international circuit, Kokura Fuji. There we are on men's number 1. Let's see what Kokura makes of this. Really great talking to Kokura. His English is actually surprisingly good these days.
Interestingly, on his left hand, he's not using the hold, he's using the screw hole on the volume. He tops there, matches. That is the first top of problem 1.
Yeah, there's actually a tiny little, a really good look at that problem earlier. There's a tiny little hold. Kokura made it look like a jug, to be honest, and the way he did that problem was absolutely amazing. But you know, like I said earlier, he came out, qualified in 14th for the semi-finals. We probably expected him to be in the top 3 at least, but it's his first time here in Sheffield. It's only over for a week. Fascinating to talk to him. I asked him what he liked best about his time here in Britain, and in his best English he just said tea. Can't blame him.
Orin back on the shoulder press of hell. Let's see how he does. Toe hook in. One shoulder. Large foot move. Come on, Orin. Better this time, yeah. Good progress now from Orange.
So just 2 holds up there. You can see the flash of green tape on the undercut. That's the zone hold, previously known as the bonus hold. It's exactly the same as a bonus. It's just called something different this year. The zone. What do you think, kids? I quite like it.
Yeah, we'll get used to it. We'll remember it.
Zone hold then on the women's number 1.
For Holly, doing well. She dropped this last hold on her first go, so let's see if she can do it this time. Come on, Holly. Static. Oh, very nice. Very good top for Holly there.
You can see
16-year-old.
You see the clock in the right-hand side, so Holly done with still a minute and a half to spare, so that'll be a 6.5 minute rest period for her. Get the down jacket back on. Got to keep warm between goes. It's really interesting actually. Because we talked about conditions a lot as climbers. We love to talk about the conditions. So I'll come back to that in 1 second.
Right-hand side, Frederick.
Looking really strong here, crimping down on the zone hold. Got a big release now. Another toe hook release move. Can he hold it? Head went back. I think he kind of felt like he had no chance now, but he gave it a go anyway.
View we've had of that problem. That's Jamie Cassidy's boulder, Taz, as he's more well known. Into the last minute now. Zoe back on women's 2 with the toe catch. Let's go with the left hand. Still wanting to go with that right hand. I don't think it works that way. We shall see.
Pippa Watkins down there on women's number 3 as well, struggling with a bit of a double catch, and Tyler Landman also looking at a double jump there.
Tyler's got another go in him. 30 seconds left. Still plenty of action. Zoe back on as well. Let's see what Tyler can do. Frederick back on as well. No, he's off.
See the graphic on your left-hand side of your screen there. That's the first 3 letters of the climbers' surnames. Shows when they're on and off the wall. Red indicating who's on, yellow indicating who's about to come on.
I'll change again. Next lady out, we've got Eugenie Lee. Eugenie's based down in London. Climbs at the Castle Climbing Centre in Stronghold.
Great performance for Eugenie yesterday. I think she's really pleased with her kind of qualification tour. It's really hard to know how you're going to perform really here at the Climbing Works with these really on-off problems, but yeah, great performance, great to see her. She's done really well at the Blockfest events this year. Representing the London climber.
Yeah, I think she'll be super pleased to be in this semi-final. She's had a couple of poor results, but 17-year-old. Competed in the internationals last year. She was 13th in Sofia in the youth event, NYC. Back with the action now.
Yeah, Janet Floyd from Germany moves on to men's number 2. Rachel Carr moves on to women's number 2. Really interesting to see what happens on that women's black board hold there. You can see with a lot of chalk on, if the conditions, as the chalk builds up as the competition goes on, it's going to be really interesting to see how that goes really. See if there's going to be any issues with the conditions.
Shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. I think these guys are going to have sore arms after this boulder.
Yeah, absolutely. Jenny Lee now looking really strong. She's actually gone right hand to the second of those 2 holds, opting for the match rather than the left and the right on the zone hold. She looks like she's going to try and roll over there for a second. Has a quick rethink. Jenny Lee, she's going to need this if she wants to push towards the finals. Comes up short. The left heel just held her back there. Need that left heel on, but if you leave it too deep on the volume, it really stops the progress towards the finish hold. She's quite a tall climber, quite long arms.
Interesting seeing Rachel on this boulder. She's not, doesn't look like she's seen the method yet. Seems to be trying to find a static controlled method. And maybe a few years out of competition. Quite spotting the method. Spotting the style of these dynamic boulders.
Philip Martin doing well on men's 4. Come on, Philip. Hopkins.
Yes, Philip.
Yes.
There's 2 again.
Can you keep the feet?
Oh, the old reach around. You don't see that very often.
Fires off there with the right hand. I heard the ping from here. It's pretty grim, men's number 2. Not so bad for Tyler though. Pretty happy up there.
Jenny Lee taking the time now. She's been to that last hold. She knows she can do this boulder, so she's just going to run the clock down a little bit, rest. So when she landed on the mat, she was holding the left heel. She's been sat on that heel for quite a while. So here she goes, stepping in for another go.
Rachel Carr fires up to the box volumes, not happy up there at all. Looking at her skin, you do wonder what's going to happen to the conditions at volume. Those volumes with the wooden, with the texture, do stay in pretty good condition. Another attempt here on men's number 4. Releasing out of a pair of 2 heels and a terrible, terrible left-hand slopey volume. The guys are getting right into the action there, the depths of the roof. Really opting for that right hand again. I feel that that's not going to put her in a great position to go to the finish hold in many ways, but it really drops the body high and left. Got to be going right. 1 minute 20 left. Is it going to be enough for you, Jeannie?
Get the brush out, get them holds clean. These new Squadra holds. I set with a few of these the other day. I quite enjoyed them actually. Always nice to set with some new shapes, and obviously the competitors are not seeing the shapes this year. It's first time.
Yeah, it's really good to come out to a competition where there's not too much advantage for the climber who knows the holds the best. It's nice to see some new shapes. Yeah, actually starts a really interesting conversation. I'm sure we can get that going on the internet a bit about the Olympics. What holds are going to be used for the Olympics, which volumes, who's going to carve them, what they're going to be made out of.
What colour is it going to be? That's the most important factor, I think.
At the end of the day, it just comes down to the colour.
Yeah. Pink, orange.
Seems to be pink today. I'm liking it. Jenny on to their final go, potentially then 26 seconds left. Will she use the zone hold? No, she doesn't. She goes again with that right hand. This time, Percy, the local MC, gives her the countdown on the clock.
10 seconds. Not going to happen for you, Jenny, there. Boulder 1, I think she'll be a bit disappointed with that.
Moving on to the next rotation then, thick and fast action, it's Will Bosey, the legend from Scotland, representing Team GB. Comes out, starts to represent.
For the ladies, back on ladies 1, we've got Ellie Backmeister, 21. This is her best competition result today. So I think whatever happens, she'll be pretty happy to be featuring in this semi-final at the CWIF.
Yeah, Will Bosey really ended his season quite well actually. 4th in the male juniors combined event at Innsbruck. What a fantastic event that was. Austrian National Championships actually just finished yesterday as well. So no Austrians here this weekend because they had their own nationals. Bosey out there, it was one of the combined athletes who were really pushing for the overall. He's a great speed climber, great lead climber, great boulderer. Concentrate on Kokoro now on men's number 2. This guy's on a different planet to everybody else. Currently on the first 2 blocks. Japanese athlete, Japanese national champion, no issues whatsoever. Just watch the left foot. Oh, and totally missed that finish hold. How on earth he held that? He held the nothing to the right of the pocket. That's insane.
Takes a step back there and has another look at the hold. Oh yeah, that's got a pocket in it.
Did you see that? I've never seen anything like that. He just sort of held the back of the hold where there isn't anything and just slowly wiggled it around. Maybe we can have another look at that. That was absolutely brilliant. And no one more surprised than himself to stay on the wall. When attempts count, it's really crucial not to make those simple mistakes.
Ollie Tutel just getting the measure of that female block 2. Working that toe hook. Still nobody on the bonus yet on that boulder. Yeah,
so with that quick top, Kokoro does put himself straight up to the top of the leaderboard. No surprises there. 2 tops in 3 attempts for him so far. It's Tyler just behind. You can see that on the left-hand side of the screen. First 3 letters of their surname behind them. There he goes, having a look. That was brilliant. He just had a little fondle around the back of the hold. I think he was locked off on the right hand.
Ollie Tutel back in action, then women's 2. Going fully dynamic then, that's not a hold to jump for.
Seeing what we're talking about, guys, about knowing your holds, it was really interesting. Kokoro obviously doesn't know that pocket. There was actually a few of those in the qualifiers yesterday. I had a bit of play on the boulders myself, but he just fired up. I'm not sure if he was just too psyched or he just didn't know the hold. But it's interesting to see the difference it makes, the knowledge on each of the individual holds.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't really take the time to step back, have a look at the position of the pocket on the hole. He knew there was a finishing pocket there, one of the new Axis holes. Block 1. Bonus hole secured there, or should I say zone hole? I should.
We'll get there in the end.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Tyler back into the steep now on men's number 4. Looking really quick through, but this boulder's all about the release, and he's got a really nice drop.
He's got toe hook.
Right heel dropped into a toe. That was really nice. Tyler's looking really good here.
This is the best we've seen yet. Come on, Tyler. Still another hard move there to go out to that side pull for the last move.
Just heard an orange stream off camera there somewhere, so he must be out there performing somewhere. Always like to hear orange action. You see Posey just gurning it down on the slab. Posey, one of the taller climbers. If that has any impact on the slabs.
Zoe back on and off. Female 3.
Not seeing really anything happen on women's 3 just yet.
A real big combo of volumes there. We've got Squadra of blocks and X-Gult all on the same boulder. Looking good. Holly making good progress now. Ooh, I think that's the best go yet we've seen. She's got the measure now. Working that toe hook, getting the match on the first blocks.
Yeah, it's going to be a really great, spectacular move there. Then you can see Orin down on men's number 3, just trying to fire up and getting absolutely nowhere, unfortunately. That was one of the boulders we saw a lot of tweaking on.
Holly again. See if she can do this time. Going for the bonus.
Zoe's shaking her head. She seems to be enjoying herself though, as she always does when competing.
Rosie going well. Let's see who does this last move. That foot didn't stay on that bad hold. One more go. No.
Maybe a
time
quick
to change.
I'm not sure. I have to check the scores whether he got the zone hold there or not. So he might have used his time just to have a final blast towards that zone. Remember, guys, the zone is the bonus. We've said it a few times. It's called something slightly different. Man works his way through the competitors. He's a brave man going through that lockdown there. So climbers all the way across the wall now, and 2 climbers that I always like to see. Jennifer Wood starting the women's number 1, and Max Ayrton, who has really improved his game over the last year, training like an absolute mutant whilst being a full-time route setter, and he is very, very good on slabs. So let's see if Maxie can make a good start on men's number 1. Really great. Max was in the GB youth team, fell out of that squad as he grew older, but now he's upped his game once again, and he's back on and looking good over the right toe here. Looks like he's got very careful boot selection, just standing up like it's a ledge. Brilliant work for Max Ayrton. I believe that was a flash fantastic start.
Yeah, Max really does love his slabs. That was definitely built for him, I think. Proves that.
We talked earlier about people not enjoying the slabs, but Max is someone who really, really does, and this is looking really good on men's number 2 as well.
Just on the left side, we can see Jen Wood with 1 hand, 2 hands on the finishing hole. That's a good start for Jen as well. Yeah, top on men's 2 as well there.
Starting to see the tops coming thick and fast on the first couple of bowlers anyway.
Good close look at this men's 3 start. Double.
A quick look at Maxie's top. I thought he was in a touch of trouble there where he had his right hand quite a way over to the right, way past his right foot. It looked like it was going to tip him off a little bit. His balance point was off. In the end, no issues whatsoever, and that's the way to see it, guys. The way that Maxie stood up there, we talked about it earlier, with Orin trying to really power through the right toe and stand up to that last volley. Seems to be the way Kakura, Tyler and Max have done that boulder, just a lot more steady, rocking over the bad feet. Max, you see on the left-hand side of your screen there, pushes himself up to 6th position with that early top. There's the cut-off point for the final, 6th, but we've got a very long way to go.
Good start for Max anyway, perfect. And just to confirm that Bosey did get the bonus on that boulder. I think this bonus could come quite interesting later on this slab. We'll catch a few people out, as it always does. We had an interesting slab in the final last year with
Yeah, Magos in the men's took it away the win on the slab.
Exactly, yeah.
Alex Magos is in Sheffield this weekend. He's probably out there somewhere or out climbing, but he has got a finger injury, unfortunately, so didn't want to risk his season by competing here at the CWIF. Decided to play the long game on that one, but it's great to see Alex Magos knocking around the climbing works, entertaining everybody as always.
Yeah, he does enjoy his time in Sheffield. He's a bit of a local now. Well, apparently he's going to apply for one of our new blue passports, which are going to come out in the next few months, but he'll be a total local.
One who will be applying for one of your blue passports, Gaz, is Jan Hoyer, also mostly living in Sheffield at the moment. Let's see Jan climbing regularly. It's really helped his qualification results actually. Really happy on the boulders out there, qualified in second, just behind the top spot of Matt Cousins.
Yeah, I had a chat with Jan as well actually earlier on. He did say that the fact that he'd been in Sheffield for the past few weeks really did help his qualification here, because the style is definitely not his usual style, the vertical, slabby, climbing around corners, not Jan Hoyer style. But this is. Let's see how he does in a little while.
Yeah, we've just seen our first top just whilst we're chatting there, Gaz, on men's number 3. Double check the match exactly who that was. Didn't quite catch it, but first top, and that is what we want to see. We're starting to see a few tops coming through now. Jenny back on her hands and knees on the mat. Not happy. Definitely not happy to catch number 1. There we are. Little glimpse into the studio for a second there. Working hard as always. Laptops, head in the laptops.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the results to refresh. See who topped on boulder 3. Down time on the wall, everybody stepped off, goes are over, 4 seconds on the clock, and we're going to change.
Semi-finals are so hard to keep up with all the action. Topping and dropping everywhere.
Yeah, Bosie back out there on to men's 2.
Oh, it's all right. Apparently, Mummy brought my pizza.
For the ladies, block 1, we've got Julia Meyer from the Netherlands. 18-year-old Julia, second in the EYC in La Jontière last year. Comes out of the world famous Monk Gym. Best gyms in the Netherlands.
Let's have a look now at Kokoro, one of the favourites for this event. The only Japanese athlete, this is more his bag surely.
Yeah, this should be what he's here for.
Just wheel spins off the right hand there. You can see he's just shaking his right hand off. I do wonder if there's an issue with the texture on that hole. I'm sure he'll have a little reset. Obviously attempts are important, but the number of tops is the most important factor. So getting to the top is the most important element here, and I'm sure it was just a bit of a slip there, not too many problems. Let's see, let's have another look at him. You can see him on the bottom right hand of your screen at the moment. Just trying to keep all the athletes in the shot as best we can. Here we go, hits the right hand. Yeah, easy for the 1-2, left hand and the right hand shoulder. Surely we're going to see a top here, hits the zone hold with no issues at all. Absolutely cruising here. Superbly done for Kokoro Fuji. That's 3 tops in the bag already. I've got to say it's a pretty safe bet to make it through.
Yeah, I think that's what we were saying earlier on about the switch up from the qualification to the semi-final styles. Obviously he's now hit first gear.
Great to see you guys on the social media. Keep getting in touch. Remember hashtag Rab Replay. Fighting is actually interesting. That final hold is actually under effectively the top of the wall. So you've got to have the hands over the top angle and the double thumbs or your palms onto that finish hold.
Didn't seem to offer too much of a challenge for him though, did it?
No, it's sort of almost like the top of the wall, but it's more of a ramped element of the panel. Starting out in the men's there, had a good chat with Michael Neuvenhausen earlier, coach And the Dutch team has also climbed the big island in front. If you guys know your boulders out there, that is a serious bit of climbing.
Over on men's block there. Ori making super good progress on men's 4. We've not seen a top on this yet.
I think what's interesting about this move is how far you've got to go over and right, and the power scream from Orin once again. Ear-piercing, but legendary at the same time.
William Bosey on the shoulders of death on men's 2. Busy physios tomorrow.
Yeah, it's actually interesting looking at some of the British athletes, because this event is going to be used as the main element for the British team to be selected for the bouldering circuit this year, and a couple of big names not making it through, and it's the top 6 who at this stage are going to qualify to compete into the internationals. People like Jim Bosey and someone like Louis Parkinson as well missing out. Just Louis Parkinson's just one spot off getting through to semi-finals. Jim, by his own admission, had an absolute howler yesterday. It didn't go to plan for him, and he was really upset about that last night. We had a couple of beers just to kind of consolidate. Pretty gutted.
Just a couple. Yeah, I think he's going to be a little bit frustrated and annoyed with the situation. He's obviously looking to potentially do 3 disciplines going forward in the next few years. So possibly not being able to do any boulder events this year is going to be a little bit tough.
Yeah, but that's the game though, Gaz. I mean, you must have been there. Competitions, it's so hit and miss. There's a huge slice of luck involved in a lot of these situations.
Yeah, it's every year it just gets harder and harder. The field gets stronger and stronger and deeper and deeper. And you can see another. He's not so young anymore. Ori making good progress on the boulder floor for the men.
Yeah, he's got the zone hold, matching up and burning it out now. Come on, Orin. Good local support in the crowd there. A decent crowd here already, and so close to that next hold. But it's not over then. Top hold is not a jug either. Really looking forward to seeing Kakuro on that one out next.
Bosey back on. I thought this might suit Bosey, but he seems to be having a bit of a tussle on number 2 there.
I'm not happy on Ben's number 1.
Tallest man in the competition, Michael, over on the left-hand side, struggling on that first slab boulder.
Max Ayrton moves on to men's number 2 then after a cracking start on the slab. You see how he gets on the shoulders in the pocket rocket. Dave Barron starts his campaign out on the left-hand side. Dave's also a bit of a legend in the game. I'm going to guess the youngest competitor.
Yeah, I just think he was almost as old as me, maybe, but not quite.
Give or take 10 years.
Yeah, take 10 years. Around there.
Interestingly, I was chatting to Dave this morning. He obviously has been 3 times British champion, 1 time lead champion. But he's also, every CWIF final he's made, he's either come 1st or 2nd. And he's made a lot of them. That's an incredible
good
run.
result. Let's hope he can get through to the final again this weekend. That'll be really good for Dave. That's the female number 1, another lady that we know, Jara Spagt, opening her CWIF semi-final account.
Close up with Max Ayrton in the left-hand shoulder. It's really interesting how that position just pushes the left shoulder back, and you see the real wobble going through there. So a lot of injury potential in that style of move. Max is looking really good now. Firing through, you can see there on the screen. He's got a flash in the bag already. He needs to get that right foot up, just too low on that. Push the right foot up, push her through. Nice top lift from Irish Bate on women's number 1. Currently in the Swiss team setup, but competing and living over here in Sheffield for a little while.
Yeah, she's been over for quite a while now. She does all the Swiss Cups. A lot of good results for her. She's definitely a good, talented climber.
It's interesting that she came down to London for one of the Blockfest events, first one of the season, took away a stellar win there, absolutely no problems at all. So she does travel around with the comps as well, really enjoys her competing. Dave Barron's on the other hand, not enjoying that slab at all.
Jan Wood, got 2 for the ladies.
Female number 2.
Still waiting for this bonus to be taken. See what Jen does.
Interesting, yeah, went for the double straight to the right-hand volume, but there's only a tiny little jib screwed onto there. Let's have another look. Max Ayrton desperately into those undercuts and a top for Yara at the same time, whilst Max is flat out and he's back on the floor.
That's a good effort from Max on this boulder. It's definitely looks like one of the hard ones.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they awarded him the zone hold there or not. Did he have that in control? Probably not. It's a big team of volunteer judges down there today, so hats off to all those guys down there working hard, bringing us our live scores.
Left hand side of the screen, Dave, topping block 1.
Yeah, a couple of attempts. Let's see if that is crucial heading into the latter stages of this semi-final. Maxiato now, can he work his way up? And a couple of bad right feet there are really crucial. Crimping down there on the right hand, excuse me. Hans.
Bit of a blowout there from Max. Still got another 2 minutes left. Let's get those holes brushed, he says.
There's a difference between the different styles of, you see Maxi floating up with a slab, and Kakura and Tyler, just the way that they bosh this second boulder is really impressive. Let's have a look at Jen Wood now, opting for some reason to miss out the left hand slopey shoulder jug, choosing a different method, not liking that hold at all. 1 minute 30 still to go. The brushes move in.
Standing at the top of the rankings for the ladies, we've got Katrine van der Seiling from Denmark, still only with 1 top and a bonus for first place at the minute. Long way to go yet though in this semi-final, CWIF.
Yes, Eugenie.
Actually, there's a bit of a camping scene here at the climbing works. A lot of climbers staying in the car park last night. Maxi got himself a new van, and he was trying to wire the heating up at 11 o'clock last night, so let's hope that late night of engineering hasn't held him back here. He said he was confident. I think the heating was more important than the sleep, I think.
We know Max from a lot of setting down in London, but I think he's taken this quite serious, this event. He's had some days off and trained a little bit. We know he's a very, very talented climber.
Talented at falling off at the moment.
I think most of us could be talented at falling off that boulder. Block 3. Going down, I think.
Find another top. That's number 1 and number 3 that so far is putting him in a good spot. You can see the top of all the dust flies up. Nice top.
And see how bad that finishing hold is, just for the thumbs. That toe hook being crucial on that last move. I just held him on as he latched the last hold. Good effort. All change.
Next rotation, one of the big guns that comes out from Slovenia. It's his third CWIF. He was the winner back in 2010. It's Jone Kruder from Slovenia.
Out for the ladies from Germany, we've got Alma Besvata. Had a good result last year with a 9th in Tokyo in the Boulder World Cup. 21 years old.
Top on
You can see that toe hook just keeping him on there.
Yeah, if you missed it, I actually missed it as well. It's the right toe hook that's holding me in a way that just, as his right hand hit, the right toe dropped in. What a move. Classic body tension move. We've talked a lot about toe hooks already, and that was a prime example. Different body positions you've got to hit with each spot. Jone bringing the shorts game on men's number 1.
Jone's an interesting character, always up for a laugh, but a very keen climber, not just on bouldering competitions, but multi-pitch, sports, hard solos. Matching that finishing hold, yeah, steady away, good start for Jone.
Yeah, boom, straight into that finish hold, that was nice. Stood up a little bit faster than we saw Max Ayrton there. And we turn our attention to Kakuro. Will we see our first top on men's number 4? And Kakuro has already got 3 tops in the bag. Ooh, interesting.
Didn't quite see the method there with the feet. He kept his feet really low.
What's interesting about that boulder as well, guys, the rooters have got some sort of hold on for the right hand underneath that zone hold. And yeah, Kakuro had a quick touch of it and totally ignored it. So you do wonder what sort of hold that is. Again, no top so far on men's number 4.
Yes, Michael.
Maybe 2 still being a tough cookie. We've still got some very good climbers to come out in the female field, obviously top in the rankings from the qualification. Stasha?
Yeah, up in the rankings as well. It's Kakura who is at the top at the moment, still on his 4th boulder with 3 tops and 5 tenths. But after that top on men's number 3, the young German Yannick Floe is putting himself in a really good position here for a finals fight later on tonight.
We're already looking at possibly 3 boulders to make the final. Prerequisite.
New York Marathon.
Michael getting involved in men's 2. For a big guy, this might be an awkward place to be on these shoulders. But
Interesting, you can reach up to that right hand without having to move the right foot up. It's going to be crucial, this neck section. He will have to use a different foothold to work his way into the undercut.
totally grim.
He was looking ever so good for the first bit, and then it just all went wrong.
Bosey there, men's 3.
There's a fair bit of hands on the hips standing on the mats at this stage in the competition. That's to be expected. Nice little 1-2 there on women's 2, but no luck so far. I haven't seen anybody nail that zone hold yet. I think that boulder, once you hit that, should be over from that point onwards. Looking forward to seeing Kokuro's effort on men's number 4 now. Once he pulls back on.
He's running the clock down at the moment. Yeah, it looks like he's about to pull on.
Kokuro's
Men's 4.
just pulled on.
Down.
You
You don't like cameras? You can talk to me. Either look at me or the camera.
I'll do a mixture of both.
Yeah, a bit of both. Yeah.
Mix it up, keep me on my toes.
Hello and welcome back to the mats. I'm here with Joe Swales, who's just finished competing. So, Joe, can you give us a first-hand experience of what it was like out there?
They're really hard, really hard. Like technical, powerful, everything, all in one go.
So, walking out, I know how it feels when you walk out into CWIF semi-finals. Your tummy is going crazy, and you know the boulders are going to be gnarly. But what were you expecting today? Are you happy with your performance, or like how did it go on the mat?
So I didn't really expect to make it semi-finals at all in the first place. So just getting here was amazing. I'm really happy with how I did. I didn't actually get anything, but I was just happy to be out on the mats, happy to have a good time. So it was all right. It was good.
Any bets on who's going to be winning later on tonight, or who's your money on?
Currently it's going to be Jan or Matt. I think Matt was looking in great shape yesterday, so I think Matt could have something crazy just gone on.
I know, there's so much going on here. We're looking around because the crowd are going mental. I think we've just got very close to getting a send of women's 2, and I'll leave it back to Mike and Gaz and they can talk you through it. Thank you very much, Joe.
Great effort from Joe Swales today. It's Kokura Fuji. He's walking off on men's number 4. No top.
And what we just saw there in the background behind Shauna was Holly latching that bonus.
Sick.
That was the first insight into how to do that move. We shall hopefully see a top.
And definitely a really interesting insight into the difficulty of men's number 4, Kokura Fuji, Japanese champion, not topping men's number 4. So I think if you get that block and a couple of others done, you're in a very, very good position. But who will it be? Will someone like Jan Hoy or Matt Cousins, who comes out later on at the top of the pack, have they got a chance to make a bit of an upset and maybe push Kokura somewhere near the tipping point of finals or not? Time's going to tell. We've got quite a few people still to come. Alex Kazanov, I believe that is, comes out, rinses men's number 1, no issues whatsoever. Kazanov loves this comp as well. Third time also here. Been training like an absolute beast. Has Alex Kazanov from Israel. Interestingly,
Boulder 2, Boulder 1 for the ladies, you just saw before, Hannah Slaney.
We'll have a quick look at Kazanov. Opt for a bit more dynamic push through that right foot and up to the volume, but it is quite a good volume. I was having a really good chat with Alex before the competition started. He's actually got a new coach this season, and his coach is an ex-gymnast, non-climber, and he's using her to give him kind of a comp preparation for this year, so it gives you a bit of an insight into Alex's thinking as to what's going to be required this season. This is nice from Yara Sparte. Goes nicely, 1-2, holds it successfully. The first time we've seen any athlete on women's number 2 hold that move and moves upwards. Now this could be really good for Yara. She did a top on women's numbers 1 as well. Dave Barron's also looking really good on the undercuts.
Good action here, 2 climbers, 2 power in the face on Boulder 2 for men, Boulder 2 for women. Will we see a top from Yara? Yes. Can she match it? Yes, no problem. Dave as well in the pocket. Dave's happy with that one.
Nice work from both climbers. Fantastic moment there. Yara Sparte absolutely nailed the 1-2 across the wall. The way that she actually went to the first pink volume, you can see the guy brushing just then, was really interesting. A lot slower, and it was a flash, as you can just see, came up on the screen there from Dave Barron's on men's number 2. So the power scream of success from him. He is very happy with the start of his competition.
Yeah, Dave, the old man probably of this event, showing his experience there and determination. Some few places up the pecking order there.
Yeah, it's Kokoro who's currently leading the way then. His competition is finished, but it's 3 tops and 4 zones for Kokoro that is going to be the standing point. You can see it there on your screen.
It's one of our first views of block 4 for the ladies. Over on the far right hand side of the wall, vertical. Eugenie Lee. A little break from that press on that left-hand starting volume.
I think we've got more photographers here than we've actually got people in the crowd. It's absolutely packed here. Everybody getting slice of the media. Love to hear from you guys as well. Do remember to get in touch. Yeah, at the Climbing Works. Hashtag Rab Replay. Here's one of them. Yarosh Barte finding the top. And Dave Barons. He was in a little spot of trouble before he managed to go up to that right hand. He had a little look with his left hand, but he managed to figure it out, flipped around the right hand.
Max trying to go direct on block 3.
Max has just arrived in the judging booth down at the front there, about 4 metres off of the wall.
Eugenie Lee back on the right hand side. No, off again.
Interesting there actually. She's using the classic technique, pushing down on the knee to put some power through the feet.
Still time left for another go for Max and Eugenie. 1 minute 12 on the clock. Jen Wood going well on women's block 3.
Women's block 3 is a real confusing boulder as well. Quite a lot going on.
This is good, this from Jen. We've not seen anybody high on this boulder yet, so looking at this earlier on, we were talking about it, it looked pretty steady at first, but then it just seems to get harder and harder. Got the bonus.
Yeah, it's really interesting, that next move. Max hits the jump, just go back to Jen Wood. The way that she's got to do that is hit the right hand and then flip the left hand into the underside of that as Maxi Ayrton pushes towards a potential another top here. This is really good. He's gone, interestingly, with the left hand rather than the right hand. Didn't like the right hand, seemingly. He's got a lot of work to do here to make this work. 26 seconds still remaining. Really bunched up position there and a terrible right hand hold. Oh, the way he drops into that is incredible. Oh, is
Max
that going to be a moment?
Climbing out of his skin at the moment. That's a really good performance from Max there.
Absolutely flying, but Gaz, you got to think if he doesn't top that, that might put him out of the finals.
Well, he's got the bonus there, so you know he could be doing well with that. Definitely put him up the rankings.
Will that be the moment that pushes Max Ayrton out? He had the finish hold in his hand, couldn't control it. Heartbreak. Let's have another look. Really fighting up to this point.
Replay.
You can see actually he was absolutely goosed by that point. So he fired up to the finish hold, but the right hand he didn't have his thumb out, couldn't hit the thumb catch to hold him on. Great effort there.
I'll change again, and over on women's block 1 we've got Frederique Fell, another young climber, 16-year-old, third in the EYC over in Sofia. We've got quite a big crew in the young ladies from Youth B. We've all competed together before and competing again today in the senior. Good progress for her here onto the bonus hold.
In the shorts there, on the left hand side, one of the bigger climbers. So he's taken away the win here at CWIF before. Nearly a collision there in the middle of the wall off women's number 2. Yone struggling. And a nice little top on women's number 1.
Yeah, good top from Frederica there. Over onto the slab, men's 1.
Yeah,
Great view this is. Oof. See, I was just going to say he's looking very casual there when he dropped that right hand off and then the foot blew.
Yeah, foot pings. The size of that foot is absolutely desperate. There will be a rubber build-up on there as well. As the competition goes on, we're down to the last 6 climbers to start their campaigns. Tim Rouse, Aidan Roberts, Nathan Phillips, Jan Hoyer and Matt Cousins still to come in the men's category. A lot of big names. People were looking to make a name for themselves as well. Nicely done. This is the second climber only to hit that triple catch on women's number 2.
This is the way that I read it, was going back onto that left hand up to biggest hold in the competition yet, I think. Quite hard to find that, probably one sweet spot.
great to hear from you guys at home. Craig Anstey there from Kuala Lumpur. Slightly different temperature over there to what we've got in here, I reckon, Gaz.
Yeah, I think KL's quite warm at the minute. Probably quite a nice, pleasant place to be.
It's not as pleasant as being at the Quiff, though.
Not quite. Women's 3 here, good progress.
It's almost become a slot, that hold. You've got the right hand on it, but you've got to come into the underside of the left, and it's blocked up against that amazing featured hold underneath it. Really tough.
Will Bosey over on men's 4.
Yeah, no
Looking pretty
tops.
solid, it looks like. He's going to have to get this left heel up for this last move.
No top so far on men's number 4. It's Bosey the guy, as we get a nice close-up of the Slovenian, Jone. He loves the camera, so I'm sure he'll be putting on a show for us. See our roaming cameraman there, David Petts, getting up against, getting in their grills, making sure that they don't get too nervous. Cameras in their faces. Great insights that you can see from these camera angles, actually, how bad some of these holds are. Angles of the wall. Interesting to see what the temperatures are doing out there. Hopefully we can get somebody out there to give us a little reading of what's going on. 16 degrees earlier today. Let's see if it's gone up a notch. Certainly seems like it. We're getting shorts.
Rene back on. Shoulder boulder. Not liking that move.
See the provisional results on the left there. It is Yarish Bhatti. Currently holding that top spot. She's still got one boulder to go. Kuru. Also in number 1.
She's going to be an awkward one for Yone if he doesn't do this. Block 2. He's going to have to pull some hard climbing out the bag later on. Last 40 seconds for him to do it. Let's see what happens. Come on, Yone.
Really close there on women's number 2. Couldn't find the top couple of holds. Yone's really got a fight on his hands here with 26 seconds left. It is 3 tops. It's likely to put you into a finals position at this stage. 3 tops in these 4 zones and not too many attempts. This is looking good now. This could be our first top here on women's number 3. So close.
All change again. And there we have the current reigning British boulder champion, Leah Crane, out on the mat. Ladies 1.
Yeah, speaking to Leah, was actually route-setting with Leah earlier on this week, and she's really keen for the Quiff this year, looking to put on a great performance. Push through to the IFSC competitions once again, putting another season under her belt. Such a seasoned athlete. She's actually ever won the Quiff.
Not too sure.
Couple of
Did a bit
podiums.
research on that. Anna Slaney moves on to women's 2.
Hannah, one of those athletes with an incredible 2017 season, came from absolutely nowhere. Absolutely blast it. It's Kazanov now on men's number 2. He's going so well. Absolutely cruising. Will he find the pocket without too many issues? Nicely done from the athlete from Israel, Alex Kazanov. No issues whatsoever.
Looking super strong there.
Interestingly, Leah Crane's just come off. Look, that she's really struggling with the conditions on that right hand. She does suffer with bad skin. Hopefully that doesn't weigh on her mind too much. Nearly a top there from Tim Rauser from the Netherlands on men's number 1.
Anna Slaney yet to see the method.
Exerting, crimping down. Also got to take the release now. He's actually just on the side of his foot there rather than, it is a toe. Desperately looking for something to try and counter that swing. You can see a few bits of chalk there on the left-hand side of that volumes where climbers have looked for an option to stop the release.
Back on ladies 2 with Hannah. On the toes. Let's see what to do. She knows she's going to have to release at some point here.
Slaney's known for her power and lock-off strength, not so much for the dynamic skill. So let's see what she makes of this, because she's got the method down. Yara smashing again. Let's have a look. Can we see our first top on women's number 3? Hits the zone hold with no issues. That's nicely done from the hill. Yarosh Barte from Switzerland is absolutely flying here on this 45-degree overhanging boulder. Hits the penultimate hold. She's blowing a little bit. She's fighting hard, and the finish hold is just a round ball. Not easy. Oh, holds attention.
So much effort went into that then.
You see, guys, the way that she desperately tried to get the right toe to hook under that pinch. She knew she was in all sorts of trouble, but was fighting to the death. Let's hope with 2 minutes 20 left, she's got enough to find a top.
Yeah, she's going to run that clock down, I think, and try and recover. That's quite a long boulder up the steepest bit of wall here at the climbing works.
Dave Barron's into the 1-2 dyno on men's number 3.
Hannah getting close in there on 2 as well. She's got the method locked down now.
Barron's currently sitting in 5th position with 2 tops and 2 zones. 4 attempts for each of those, respectively. Let's see, let's have another look. The right toe just trickled out of the toe hook. Couldn't hold the body tension. The body wanted to spin. It did in the end, and she was out there, but it was a great fight. Great moment here in the semi-finals for the Rab CWIF 2018. And we'd love to hear from you at home. Try and get your names up on the screen. Let us know where you are.
Top here on number 2 for Hannah. We'll send her rocketing up the rankings at the moment. Got the method before. She'll latch it this time. Didn't quite hit that screw on that blocked volume. Yeah, it was quite quick back on this boulder.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that, actually, guys. I'm just thinking that myself, because after a massive fight on the first attempt, she's straight back on with, but she has only got a minute left, so this needs to count here. This is important. She's currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard, as you can see there on the left-hand side of the screen, but it's all about this last move now. Hits it with ease this time.
Nailed that toe hook.
Yeah, toe hook dropped in, but she's still fighting. I was just about to say it's all over. She hits the left-hand side of that finishing ball and just looks 100% more comfortable in that attempt. And that was a really, really good show of fitness there from Yarosh Barte. She'll be pretty much heading through to the finals round with 4 or so climbers still to come out. Good work from Yarosh Barte. Hopefully the Swiss coaches will be watching at home, impressed with her effort.
Yeah, maybe she'll be doing some internationals rather than just the Swiss Cups.
Yeah, we'll see. The first competition is going to be in Switzerland, so the Swiss team will get a higher quota of climbers that they can enter into that event.
Quick look, Jen Wood, last go on right hand side of the wall. That's the end of Jen's semi-final round.
Chloe Collier comes out, and Aidan Roberts also in a funky pair of shorts. Him and Yearney must have been chatting backstage, see what their outfits are going to be. Aidan Roberts currently living in Sheffield in a very strong household containing Jim Pope and Nathan Phillips.
Yeah. Nathan yet to climb in this semi-final. Let's see what Aidan does on this first block. Should be well within his level. He's not the best on the slabs.
He's got absolute cannons for arms though, so I'm sure later on he'll be putting those to good use, maybe on men's number 4. There's no tops on that one yet, but it is, top positions are all held by climbers with 3 tops, 3 tops in 5 attempts, 7 and 10. It's Yannick Chloe who's all currently up there, holding those tops 3 spots. Nice little top there from Yone Kruder. Kim Marshner actually, I have to say, has dropped into one of those spots. The screen's updated, 3 tops and 7, 4 zones and 13. Collier, another regular at the CWIF year on year from Belgium. No problems.
Solid for Chloe on block 1. Starts her semi-final campaign well. Super close there on block 4 again.
Yeah, the best part of there, so close to that last hold. It's an interesting hold, that round ball to finish. It's kind of good, but kind of terrible at the same time. It's a hard one to get your hand around in the right position.
Aidan Roberts making better progress now on boulder 1. This is the move though. See if we can trust that foot. One hand, two hands. Good top there, good start for Aidan.
Yeah, that's nice from Aidan. He really tends to have a real mixed bag with the competitions. He's not a natural when it comes to competing really regularly and getting really steady results. But he's a real contender if he's on his game. So strong.
Yeah, he's been European Youth Boulder Champion in the past as well. Replay here, Rab replay. One hand, two hands. He'll be happy with that.
Spanning the entire problem on men's number 4. Hang on.
So with a few climbers still to come out, it's Tyler Landman sitting in 6th position with 1 top and 3 zones who's in the drop zone. You've got to feel that it's not going to be enough for Tyler this season to make it through to the finals, but time will tell. Looking at who's still to come, unless they have an absolute disaster, you've got to feel that it's probably not going to be enough for Tyler. And Dave Barron's in 5th, also in danger. Still got a couple of boulders still to come for Barron's.
Left on the clock.
A lot of standing around at the moment, resting on these boulders, shaking their arms out, trying to get the blood back into those tired forearms. Actually, yesterday they did a tour of a lot of technical and hard boulders for the qualification.
I had a good go at those boulders actually quite late last night. It was a really good tour, potentially slightly easier than previous CWIF qualifying rounds, especially easier than last year. Last year was absolutely desperate.
So you got up some boulders yesterday?
Oh yeah, I mean I did them all really. They were fine. Did them all in my dreams. But it was good fun, really good tour, and not only were the 2 more serious qualifying rounds good fun, but there was a really fun evening's entertainment of fancy dress and some very unique special boulders out there. It was a really good scene here last night.
Big Michael over on the right hand side in the Netherlands. See if we can get this left heel up. Still yet to see a top on this.
Yeah, the taller
looking
climber.
good though.
Just to say that, you can see the zing of the hill through the chalk patch on that terrible volume.
An interesting boulder from Jamie Cassidy. It doesn't seem his usual style.
I think that could be a decider into the top couple of positions. If you see someone top that, they will definitely be dropping into the top 3. Potentially, it's very early to predict these things, but I'm feeling we're going to see a top on that. I really want to see someone like Jan Hoy or Matt Cousins do really well on that boulder. We love to see the boulders topped.
I think it's pretty open at the moment, looking very open for the women's final positions. We've got Yara in first place with 2 and 2. 2 tops and 2 goes. And then we've got bonuses splitting the rest of the field below that. I'll change now, and Hannah Slaney moves on to boulder 3.
Interestingly, in the men's, it's Kim Marschner from Germany, the 20-year-old, who's doing himself pretty well up in 2nd position at the moment. I'm sure his campaign is actually finished with 3 tops and 7. He's actually in 2nd position, so quite a few strong climbers coming. I reckon he's going to be close to a finals position, if not guaranteed.
And talking of strong climbers, out on the mat now on women's 1 is Emily Phillips, 15 years old, 2nd in the EYC boulder competition in Sofia 2017. Very, very talented young climber.
She's looking at Leah Crane here on the jump. This is more her bag. She did get the first boulder done in 2 attempts. Let's see how Leah can get on. Goes for the quick method. The Irish Bartes method on that seems to be a much better method, but she had some sort of Velcro friction on that black volume. She rolled over quite slowly to the left-hand pink Gaston and managed to fire out to that jug in a lot more control.
Emily topping block 1 pretty easily. Barron's now block 4, still nobody at the top of this boulder.
Yeah, it's hard to know if this block's going to get done. Gaz, we saw the route setters fiddling around with us a little bit this morning. Looks like that right-hand row is absolutely desperate.
Hannah Slaney, women's 3, good progress. Had 1 top on this from Yara. Let's see what Hannah can do now. Hard move at the end, as we know. That foot releasing just didn't let her hold that finishing hold. You know, that ball is not very good.
We'll just get the scores double checked there. It's showing that Yannick Floe is getting a top on men's number 4. Check to see if that's the case, because we would have missed it if it was.
Leah Crane, bonus in the bag for women's 2. Let's see if she can get the top. Come on, Leah. So we're wanting this to progress into the final round. Struggling there on that move out to that squadron hold.
It's really interesting to see Leah. You saw this on the first bowl as well. She's holding her skin quite a lot. I do wonder if she's got problems after 30 qualifying blocks yesterday. Dave gets a nice left flip there. That's good.
This release and get the foot up is hard. Got to keep the left hand down on that blocked triangle.
Yeah, I think
Dave get the foot up.
Dave really needs this, to be honest. 2 tops in 4 and 2 zones in 4. At the moment, currently sitting in 6th position. No top for him on 3. If he can pull something magic out of the bag in the next 2 minutes, Dave Barons will put himself into the 3 top club. But without that, got to think with a couple of strong climbers still to come. Nathan Phillips, Jan Hoyer, and Matt Cousins, that he is in trouble here. We'll have a quick look. Men's number 3, Isaac Kazanov is flying today. He's been training 36 hours a week in the winter season, twice a day, 6 days a week. Alex Kazanov is wanting this. And here we go, this is our first look at one of the best British climbers out there at the moment, Nathan Phillips.
Crowd behind Nathan. Oh, we've seen that move so many times now. It's hard to go dynamic. That foothold's so bad.
Do you wonder, Gaz, you would have thought this problem would be well within Nathan Phillips' ability here, and coming out so late on in the competition, qualified in 3rd from a hugely stacked field. Whether the nerves are affecting Nathan here early on in the competition, time's going to tell. It's a long time in isolation, and coming out, I think the more time you spend in the isolation, the more nervous you get. There's 40 seconds left. Leah Crane then looking to push for a finals position. Surely she's got to get this one in the bag.
Yeah, I think she needs to get a top on this. She's been here once already. Got the match.
The left arm bending as she fired in for the match there. She's struggling with the power through this section and zings off like there's absolutely nothing there. Leah Crane struggling on that boulder.
Oh, this is looking good from Dave. He's got the heel up. Can he make this move? That's the first time somebody's done the move. That was a good effort from Dave.
That was a brilliant effort. It really gives us an insight. We're talking about that hold on under the right-hand side of the volume. It looks like you go 1-2, left up and right into the undercut. It's savagely difficult boulder.
Yeah, that's a super hard move, that for sure.
That might be curtains for Dave Barons, though. You're really close to see if he gets through now. Real shame not to see Dave in the finals. Hasn't made all the CWIF finals before, but quite a lot of them.
I'll change on the mat again. We're down to our 2 more climbers for the ladies. We've got Michaela Tracy, just going to start her semi-final campaign on block 1.
She says she's been working hard at her PhD. Doing a PhD in climbing walls, apparently.
Michaela's based in Sheffield also, so this is her local gym, 26 years old. 7th last year in Meringham, 2017.
Yone Kruder, known for his extreme power and dynamic skill. Let's see how he gets on this. Looks really good now. Is he going to find that flip? He's looking for it and he's looking at the finish hold. Yone Kruder might be the first climber to find a top. Doesn't. You can see, guys, you can see him looking at the finish hold, looking at the right-hand undercut, figuring out his options on the fly. Really good route reading there from Yone. He went for the undercut, fired off, but with plenty of time left, maybe Yone Kruder will be finding a top.
I think when he gets there again, if he gets there again, he'll be a little bit faster to make that decision. He looked and thought, and on boulders of such difficulty, you just don't really have the time to do that.
Looks like Aidan Roberts has found a nice top, and what's interesting about Yone, just looking at his score of 2 tops and 2 attempts from 3 zones in 5, he's on his 4th boulder, so he didn't find the crucial top on men's number 3, so he really needs this. You've got to feel he's currently sitting in 4th position, so if he doesn't find a top here, he could be out of the game.
Michaela Tracy's also just topped block 1, just slightly out of our shot, but safely through the first boulder for Michaela. She'll obviously be looking for a final place here in Sheffield. Good qualification round for her, qualifying in 2nd place.
That going for the rack crimp on the back of the panel of the volume. Fingernails down the back, that's grim.
This is the highest we've seen on this boulder. As Percy Bishton nicknamed it, it's the bum punch. Punching up into that block's volume is a strange move, but sort of what we come to expect at the climbing works.
So Yerne then with 2 minutes 20-ish left on the clock needs this. You can see KRU 4th position there, that's him, he needs this. So another little back at Aidan Roberts with a strong short game, nicely done, no issues finding that pocket.
Michaela on the left hand side, getting the top as well.
Chloe Collier also looking really good here on women's number 2. See Leah Crane having an epic on this top section a minute ago. Looks like the conditions potentially have changed up there because climbers all of a sudden starting to struggle on that rail. Obviously it's a really hard move. I saw a wall reading a minute ago, 10 degrees down on the right hand end of the wall, so it's actually quite cold in here still, so you wouldn't have thought that would be too much of an issue. Nicely done though from Chloe. Can she find a top? Looks like she's got the left hand really well to kind of squeeze. Nice done.
Good top there.
3rd attempt. Gets it done. Fantastic. The judges down the front of the wall registering every attempt on the electronic scoring system. Looks like we can see a top here.
That's the first top on block 4. Block 4 is possible. Good effort there.
That was nice. Jan Hoyer, the big man, out on men's number 1, struggling at the moment, trying to find a hold for the left hand crimp, desperately wiggling around on that right foot. This is not Jan Hoyer's bag at all.
Definitely not. No matter how many weeks he spends in the climbing works, I don't think he's going to enjoy that slab on the left hand side of this Rab competition wall.
Maybe have a quick look at. Here we go, Yerne Kruder on the right hand side. He kind of needs this potentially. This is a really good effort up, so he's sort of got that as a half crimp and just fires up the finish hole. It's not meant to be with only 35 seconds left. Men's 4 still goes unclimbed. And Jan Hoyer back amongst the slabs and struggling, really wobbling on all of the footholds. Jan Hoyer can't put his famous power down on this problem. 20 seconds left, it's probably not going to be enough. Most likely got the zone hold, that's more important, but Yerne's back up for another go.
He's got time.
He's going to have to pull something magic here.
Hit that final hold, is super close.
So close, and a heartbreaker for Jan Hoyer on men's number 1. So at this stage in the competition, Jan Hoyer really is going to look to be needing men's 2, 3 and a potential first ascent on men's number 4. It's got really, really interesting here. Some of the big names starting to struggle all of a sudden.
I'll change again.
First look in the competition.
Top qualifiers out now on the mat. We've got Stasha Geho from Serbia on block 1 for the ladies. Matt Cousins will be out for the men. British climber Matt Cousins topping the qualification. Here he goes on the slab on the left hand side.
Yeah, Matt Cousins said he was really nervous heading into this CWIF event, obviously because it means so much for your selection for the GB team this year, and he's put a lot of training down for this. And look at that, absolutely passed it. He just he almost had a look around and was like, damn.
Was that it?
And what's fascinating
that the boulder?
is that Jan Hoyer is one of the best competition climbers in the world and just got nowhere near that. It's Alex Kazanov.
Left hand side, come on.
Kazanov is on extremely good form here. He's had a hell of a turn. His winter training's really obviously been paying off. Nathan Phillips into the shoulders of doom. Goes a hell of a high right step. That's really going to help him pushing into that right hand undercut. Needs to flip the left hand down. This is a nice set of sequences through here. The confuser boulder. Nathan Phillips, no such issues. Couldn't find a top according to their scores on men's number 1, but it looks like he's going to redeem himself on men's number 2. Nicely done.
Very steady there for Nathan. Leah, block 3. Got the bonus though. I think that bonus is quite an important factor on that one.
It's not green, it's pink, you'll be fine.
Leah Crane really not quite having the semi-final that I think should be expecting.
Yeah, it is really going to be 3 tops. That sees you in a very safe position into the women's final Yarish Barto. 3 tops in 6 attempts and 3 bonuses. Zone holds in 5 attempts.
Block 4 here, Anna Slaney. You can see from this angle, there's not many holds on that boulder.
Good here again on men's number 3. Starting to see a bit of a string of tops here. Tops coming thick and fast.
Emily Phillips, block 2.
Yeah, the future, Emily Phillips.
15 years old.
Is she the future when it comes to the dynos? Though, let's have another look at Kazanov as he pushes through, looking for a first set here on men's number 4. Kazanov is already in a really good position here in the finals, semi-finals. Currently sitting in 3rd position with 3
Looking
tops
good
and 5.
this time. Can he make the flip? Yes, he has. Is this it? One hand.
Huge power screen from Alex Kazanov and finds a top. Alex Kazanov is absolutely on form here this weekend, and he really enjoyed that. Massive power scream on the finish hold. That was good. Fist pump.
He's happy.
Yeah, he's really
4
pumped up.
boulders, 5 attempts.
Yeah, that's the benchmark really. That's put him in straight up into the 1st position, 1st climb to get 4 boulders, and you can't ask for more in a semi-final round. And Gaz, you have to say, it looks like the route set has done a pretty good job here so far.
Yeah, we've got quite a nice spread. That block 4, it'll be interesting to see Cousins when he finally gets there. Obviously, like you said, he's looking to put in a really good performance, as this is the selection event for the British team, and also just because he wants to win the CWIF, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's won the British Championships. It'd be nice to add the CWIF to his trophy cabinet for sure.
Hannah, last go maybe on block 4.
Robert, Tony Napier, and of course, Christopher Jason Pickles.
And Sloane doing all right so far, 2 tops in 4. Let's see if she can make it 3 tops. She's currently sitting in 3rd position. Still got a bit of work to do.
We saw the beater on that bonus hold before, the screw hole, just hiding under the block's DE logo.
Yeah, Crane down in 7th position at the moment, with 1 top in 2. A lot to come. Nice to hear from you guys on the social media.
Emily Phillips super close to that catch then, held it for a moment and then flipped.
I'm sure if the
crowd
producers are just winding us up there by showing us shots of lattes. We've got absolutely nothing over here. No biscuits, no cakes, nothing.
I'll send a text.
Jan Hoyer then got a lot of work to do for himself. Moves on to men's number 2. Moves away from the slams and into the steep. You would have thought, oh, here's a cup of tea.
Big man, small space. We shall see. But having watched Michael on this, you could actually keep your feet a little bit lower if you're a bit taller. So there's a lot of footholds on this boulder. A lot of different ways. Michaela Tracy over on women's 2. Michaela's had some good results over the past couple of years.
You can see what Jan Hoyer's up against here. 30-degree wall. Off balance indeed. Just 11.4 degrees out there. Doesn't seem to affect Jan Hoyer. Got well warmed up, vest and t-shirt. Shorts, excuse me. And Jan surely still on a high really after his epic win at the end of the Boulder World Cup in Munich last year. I've seen that feed. It's an absolutely brilliant competition. And taking away the win at his hometown. So a lot of medals that weekend. Overall championships.
Jan on good progress. Does he know where the pocket is?
Looks to drop the left foot and goes back, puts it back on, and no such issues for Jan Hoyer on men's number 2. That's more like it. Try and mentally move away from the disaster of the slab on men's number 1. See great crowds pushing into the rafters here at the Climaxes early on in the kind of day really. We were expecting to see a huge crowd for finals as always, but Chloe Carlio just zips off the ball to finish. Really close.
So looking at the rankings of the men, we've got Alex Kazanov at the top there at the moment. I don't think he's going to be overtaken. 4 tops in 8.
See the scoreboard on the left-hand side of the screen there as well. Yara's up there. Along with Kazanov, Cora. Will Michaela be joining them?
Yes.
Very close to holding that bonus.
Yeah,
That's slower than the previous go, so that's better.
A really fantastic move there. Richard's really pulled out a classic little double catch. It's really nice.
These complex, dynamic moves are really good boulders to split the field. You learn and progress on them quite quickly, even within 4 minutes. Hopefully she'll progress all the way to the top, we shall see.
Well, this is what she just did, but she is also on women's court.
Just the one top of men's number 4 at the moment, Kazanov.
Men's rankings, Kazanov, Kokuru, Kim, Yannick, Yurni, and Dave Barron's just sneaking it in there at the moment in 6th place, but I do fear for Dave's position there.
Yes, nicely pushing out into the bum punch, as it's known, apparently, by the resetters, the upside down blocked volumes.
It's not our term, that's Percy Bishop in that one.
Got to flip that right hand around and desperate to hold on to the friction of that volume. Working really hard, the crowd's really behind her. Can we get a top?
So close there.
Oh, nicely done. Aidan Roberts is firing it off here today. He's absolutely turned up and is ready to fight. Chloe Colley, on the other hand, oh, the corkscrew finish.
One hand on that finishing hold for Chloe on block 3. That's where you've got to catch that toe hook. Michaela back on problem 2. Does she have the measure of it now? Yes, she does. Nails that bonus.
Still got a lot of work to do though. Michaela Tracy, got to really put in a good turn on this boulder.
Looking good. Go on, Michaela.
Looking comfortable on that left hand now. Got to find the feet and just got to hit that jug.
Yes. She'll be happy with that, and yeah, she is.
I think she might be happy with that one.
Yeah, I think she is. Always one to wear the heart on the chest is Michaela. Very happy with that.
I'm not sure.
She might be having a heart attack by block 4.
Well, the people in the front row will be one of the two. Stand well away. That was awesome from Michaela Tracy. Like you say, wears the heart on the sleeve, gives it the maximum beans on every boulder. Awesome. Chloe Collier gets there for the power scream as well. Women's competition is really hot and happy. A lot of emotion out there. These athletes want it. Putting on a fantastic show.
And the clock resets, and we are back out with the top 2 ranking climbers from the qualification yesterday. Matt Cousins, the one with the beard.
King Leonidas, I'm calling him, from the Sparta 300.
Stasha, the one without the beard.
Stasha, European champion, crowned in Munich back in the end of the summer. Really great season for her. She's an amazing technical climber. I think it was women's 3 in the final. She was the only one to find a top on. Here in Munich, great finals that was too. Yeah. She's just gone from strength to strength. Some bad on the ropes as well. Let's see how she gets on in this one. One of the real superstars in the women's field. Just to her left, Matt Cousins is out and smashing.
Ooh. Stasha going well, Cousins going well. I think we're going to see double top here.
Matt's just fired off. He has actually got a small split in his right finger. You saw him fire off and look at that straight away, but no such issues on the right hand side in the women's competition from Stasha Gale. It's easy.
Good smile from Stasha. Right hand side now, Leah Crane on female 4. The top here would be good for Leah. She is
sitting at the moment,
9th
guys.
place, 1 top in 2 attempts.
2 tops would sit her in 6th position, but to be honest, I don't think it's good enough, guys. I think Leah Crane is out.
We wanted to top this though, give her a fighting chance. Looking very steady on this.
So we'll wait for the scores to update, but that could well be 2 tops in 2 or 3 attempts, depending on whether that was a flashing off. It's Michaela Tracy who just got that top on women's number 2, is 2 tops in 5 and 2 zones in 5. So everybody else would have to have a bit of a disaster for Leah to get through here. It's going to be really tight. Let's have a look back at Matt Cousins then. He looks quite happy on these holds here, but just zinged off the right hand on these previous attempts. Hopefully this time he's regained his composure after losing a bit of skin on that right hand, but looks like no such issues this time. Hits the pocket nicely. Was back free on the fingers there for a second, but no such issues. Matt Cousins, King Leonidas, checks his skin. Gives us a little preview. Oh dear.
That's not looking good for that finger, but
you've got to think, he's got to get that out of his mind. He cannot be concentrating on his skin up there. It's interesting actually. It looks like he might be wiping blood off there, and we've got one of the technical delegates down at the wall. We can't have blood on the holds, so we might be seeing a technical incident if he has bled on that problem. So literally blood, sweat and tears going down here at the quiff.
It's a mere flesh wound. It's only a flesh wound.
Emily Phillips shaking out for another go on women's 3. Nathan. Men's 3.
Last ball of the semi-final. Come on, let's get it done.
Another big fight on men's number 4. So it's caused all sorts of problems. It was the back shoulder Gaston number there. Goes for the flip this time.
This is looking good.
We're going to see another top. This could be really important in terms of the competition. Nicely done. 2 hands. That was really interesting. Once he found the flip, he played around with it a lot, but once he got it, really nicely done.
All right, just Team Phillips left in the wall.
So it's currently all eyes on 2 Brits out there, Nathan Phillips and Emily Phillips, no relation.
Nathan, almost an old dog at this game now. Emily, 15 years old.
Nice power scream there from...
Good work from Nathan here.
Yeah, when he hits that shoulder jump, that was nice.
Come on, Nathan.
Emily's looking really good as well now on women's number 3.
This is looking good for Nathan and Emily here. Both need to locate.
Great top from Nathan Phillips and a heartbreaker from Emily Phillips on the right-hand side.
Emily's a little bit angry there, no doubt. Understandable.
That was good from Nathan. He's really trying to fight for this finals position now. He's got a lot of work to do.
Replay, double replay. Nathan getting the top. Emily, sadly not.
Yeah, I'll just update my screen, but I'm pretty sure that'll push Nathan up into 9th. That's 2 tops in 6 attempts and 3 zones in 9. He's currently sitting just behind Dave Barron, so you need to get 3 tops to get into this final. Currently it's Yannick Fleury with 3 tops in 10 and 3 zones in 10, holding that vital 6th position, and it's Jan Hoyer. He pulls on now with only 1 top to his name to date on men's number 3 and nails the jump first time. Straight into it just 20 seconds after observing the boulder. Completely ignores the right hand. Jan Hoyer's just found his party piece. If he doesn't top this, I'll eat my own hat, because this is Jan Hoyer at his best and no problems whatsoever.
Solid for Jan there. Another top.
So, guys, Jan Hoyer's going to need to top men's number 4 to get through to the finals here, because he didn't top the slab. He needs to do it in not too many attempts. It's 3 tops in 10, so he has got a few to play for actually, but still quite a few climbs to come. So Jan Hoyer, I think, is a relatively safe bet for finals, assuming he does the ultra hard men's number 4.
Well, it's been done by 2 climbers now. So we know it's possible. Michaela Tracy looking good on female 3 here.
Let's see what
flash attempt.
Emotion she's got for us this time after that incredible power scream of joy on women's number 2. Come on, Michaela.
This is looking good. We know that this last move is not a giveaway. she went for that toe hook, she saw it and missed it.
That is a classic bit of route setting. Actually, I've not seen, as far as I'm aware, any of the female athletes stick that last hold with the feet cutting loose. You've got to nail that toe hook, and that's one of the moves that when you're standing on the mat, like Michaela is now looking up, does she think that I just need to be a bit stronger on that hold, or is she thinking I need something to lock myself in there?
Chloe Collier on the right hand side on her last boulder, block 4. The vertical wall, we've seen it done. The Ukraine cruised it.
Yeah, Chloe Collier doesn't really need to do this at all, to be honest. She's already sitting nicely in second position with 3 tops at 7, 3 zones also.
Percy's discovered the fun things you can do with his mobile phone.
Ukraine has done all right, actually, with a few climbs still to come. She might just have done enough. 2 tops in 3 attempts, but she has got the 4 zones, and that is quite interesting with the new scoring system. 4 zones has put her into a nice position.
Absolute stress, the horror, the trauma that is trying to get to the top of these problems. They're not fun. Really
Chloe puzzling over, well, not a lot from what we see. There's not many holes on there to puzzle over, just a lot of very bad volumes.
Aidan Robertson absolutely flying already today. I've already found 3 tops where we see another top. No, that heel is crucial on that move, and it's really about sort of figuring the feet underneath the roof, releasing them from the heels and the toes, and keeping the tension to move that left heel up. Chloe Collier, meanwhile, classic CWIF scene.
This is the just zinged off that left hand. That's the brushes to get involved. Michaela Tracy steps up for her second go on women's 3. We saw her fly off the last hold. Hopefully this time she will make that toe hook.
There we go, Michaela Tracy, she wants this so badly. Come on, Michaela, she's already got 2 tops in the bag. Needs another one to secure a really safe position in the final. She's 6th at the moment. Nicely done. Oh, that was pristine toe hook on the right hand side. That was really, really well done.
You could see how she just drilled that toe onto the wall and dragged it up into that toe hook.
Yeah,
perfect.
See, she was just showing somebody in the crowd there, just mocking what she did with the right toe. That was a really, really good bit of route reading. She stood back over a minute. She stood on the mats, figured out what she needed to do, and executed it perfectly.
Chloe back on problem 4
into the screw holes.
Yeah, screw hole on that right hand seems to be the method. Get this right foot on and load it. We might see a top. Struggling. Block 4 is one you can either cruise or one you can't.
That was really cool actually to see that finish hold. We don't normally see a really crucial toe hook to secure the finish hold. It's a really nice bit of route setting and really nicely climbed from Michaela.
Well, with a team like we've got here setting at the CWIF, you can't expect anything less really. Some of the most experienced international setters in the business.
Not meant to be for Chloe then on women's number 4, but she's done enough to get through. 3 tops in 7, 3 bonuses, and 3 zones in 5. Matt Cousins then, has he recovered psychologically, and what can he do about his skin on that right hand? I wonder if he's taped up or put a bit of super glue in there or something. What his tactics are, because he needs to do 3 boulders here.
Cousins on 3, Stasha on 3 as well. At least this one will suit his finger a little bit more. It's not really got any crimps on it.
So looking at the scores, it's Alex Kazanov safely in first position, 4 tops. But then it's the 3 top club, and it's 3 tops who's going to be deciding your place in the final or not. It's Yannick Floe currently sitting in 6th with 3 tops and 3 zones in 10 attempts respectively. So yeah, Jan Hoyer, Nathan Phillips, Matt Cousins then need to find 3 tops quite quickly here to get themselves safely into the finals.
Well, Nathan's underway on block 4 here. Just needs to work out how to get this heel on. He's crimping the screw hole with that left hand.
He's an absolute mutant on the crimps as well. Let's see, takes the body weight over to the right, and this is where it's really hard to release those toes and heels on the left and right foot. He's looking for the option to the right hand, because as soon as he releases that, if he's not got anything to counteract that, he's going to zing off to the right and all sorts of problems. So Nathan Phillips currently sitting down in 10th for 2 tops in 6, so he really needs this, guys.
Super hard release is that to get that left heel up. Cousins on the mat again. A couple of goes on this jump, but not really seen the method. I thought this would definitely be Matt's bag, but
I'll just double check Nathan's score actually, 'cause I'm pretty sure I saw him top all 3 problems. Got him down in 10th with 2 tops in 6, so we will get that checked. He may have done enough to get through already.
the individual boulder scores are showing top for 1, top for 2, top for 3.
Unless actually, just double checking that, I'm pretty sure he didn't do men's number 1. So it's all good. Looking at the scores around the wrong way.
Blowing a bit here. Come on, Nathan. Stasha Gale from Serbia.
Emily Phillips making good progress. Boulder 4. Nathan as well, got the heel up, just couldn't hold that release, releasing that toe super hard. I'm really surprised Stash is having such a problem on this block 3 as well, actually.
There's Cousins at the top of men's number 3. See the tape on the right hand now. Hopefully that's not holding him back on this. He's going to need this, needs it quite quickly. Got to hit this finish hold now. Nicely done. Awesome shot. The emotion from Matt Cousins there. That is a man who wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's putting on a hell of a show. Nicely done from King Leonidas there on men's number 3. Well done, Cousins. Recovered the skin. Nice. Great moment. Stasher not happy either.
Here we go with the replay with Matt. Match. Super happy there.
Awesome replay. 1 minute 20 left then for Nathan and Emily Phillips down on the right hand side. See where that puts Matt now. He's right up into the contention, surely. Cousins now 6th position, 3 tops in 8.
Still got Stasher as well on block 3.
There's another cameraman on that. I think
Seems to be having a tussle with this boulder.
Eddie looks like he's
Got a bit of time. He's not too long sat on the mat. Nathan back on, Emily back on. Stasher will be back on in a second. She needs to be quite quick, I think.
Come on, Nathan. Come on, Emily. Come on, Stasha.
Hard release now for Nathan. Needs to get that toe, get that heel, come on. Good progress coming. This is the best Nathan's done up to now.
Come on, Nathan. He needs to get it finished. Beats this boulder.
That release is so hard. I think that'll be the last attempt you see from Nathan, but he's going back in there for one more. Stasher coming to the last move. Women's 3.
Stasher's really having to fight here with 10 seconds left. She will do well to stick this and doesn't. It's getting really tight. Really tight set of climbs here.
I wonder if
down
she's
in
not,
6th
either
at the
she's not
moment.
seen that toe hook, or she's not wanting to use it with the knee.
Yeah, I think looking at the last couple of climbs still to come, she might just be all right here. She's down in 6th, 2 tops in 2 attempts and 3 zones in 6. Might just be enough, but she has got 1 more boulder to go. So you would have thought the European champion will be okay for the finals here tonight. And it'd be a real upset if she didn't, and it'd be a real shame for us. But we will see. Plenty still to play for as Michaela Tracy already through with her 3 tops.
Different story for the big man Jan Hoyer. Currently down in 10th place. 2 tops and 2. He needs to get up this boulder.
To get up this boulder, and he needs to do it in not too many attempts. But if anybody can do men's number 4, you would have thought it would be Jan Hoyer. Spoke too soon.
Zip.
Looked at nowhere near that hold.
He gets the brush. He needs to give that a good old brushing. So he needs to get up this boulder if he wants to be in the final this evening.
Yeah, it's been a really good morning's entertainment, working into lunchtime here at the Climbing Works. Really close semi-finals, and that's always good to see. It makes it always challenging for the scorers. Results coming in, we're bringing you as up-to-date and as accurate as we can. There's a little picture down from somebody in the crowd there, working away on the social media.
Nathan Phillips, that was on the Tony Mia's photo. Good from Michaela now. Block 4.
Yeah, if Michaela does this, she will put herself well and truly into the top spot, and it looks like she could be finding another top here.
She's got plenty of time. Very well done there from Michaela. She's going to be really happy with that.
Yeah, Michaela Tracy, the first climber to find 4 tops in the women's category. Nicely done. And that was a quick glance at Jan Hoyer. Super struggling on men's number 4 and is in big trouble here. The big man made plenty of finals, won lots of World Cups, especially in 2015. That season he had was unreal. He was struggling here a little bit at the Rab CWIF, and it was the slab that might have undone him here, Gaz.
Maybe, yeah, but he's still got 2 minutes 20 seconds on the clock. He's got plenty of time. It's not the longest boulder. It looks like it's one of the hardest, but there's not many moves, so you can move quickly through it once you unlock the sequence. We shall see. He's taking his time. And these blocks volumes clean. Leah Craig and a dog whose name I don't know.
Got to get a dog in the stream somewhere.
Yeah. The more the merrier is what I say. Jan, biding his time. He knows what he's got to do.
We'll have a look at Michaela then. She's on super form. Gaz, there was a rumour that she wasn't even going to compete this weekend. She's coming out and she's nailing every single block.
Yeah, she'll be very pleased. She's made the decision to pull on. Yeah, really running the clock down here. He thinks he can do it.
He thinks he can do it, and he needs to do it. He's currently sitting in 10th, and it's the top 6 that go through. 2 tops in 2 and 3 zones in 10 for Jan Hoyer. He needs to pull something special out of the bag here. You can see him sucking in the air, getting psyched. It's pretty much all eyes in the crowd here, and hopefully at home on Jan Hoyer. This is the biggest moment of the semi-finals so far. One of the favourites for this competition, currently out of a final spot. It's all on this attempt now. Hits the heel up nicely, matches in, goes well to the left hand. This is much better. And again, doesn't find the flip. He looks really big in that space, I have to say. He's really bunched up, really struggling with that flip. And you've got to think Jan Hoyer is in big trouble here. Goes for another attempt. This is absolute desperate scenes here for Jan Hoyer. He's in, like I said before, big trouble. Surely if he does this, it would be absolutely incredible. You've got to think he's really going to struggle, and he does struggle. That is pretty much curtains for Jan Hoyer. He will be sitting in the crowd during the finals.
Jamie Cassidy, the setter of that block, and the undoing of Jan Hoyer.
Yeah. Maybe he'll be able to come into the studio later during the finals. Maybe we'll have a little chat with Jan. Bit of a disaster from his point of view. He won't be happy with that. And it's Matt Cousins then, who's got it all to do as well. He's in the 6th spot. Actually, he might already be through. We're trying to keep our scores up to date as we possibly can with so much going on. It's Cousins who has that final spot, and he is the last climber out, so Cousins has done enough to get through. So this is just for show. Obviously, depending on what sort of knowledge he's picking up from either the scores in the room or from people in the crowd, someone would be very wise to let Matt Cousins know that he potentially doesn't need to do this and save that tip.
And it's a very similar situation for Stasher, sitting just about in 6th place there.
It's quite interesting,
actually. Scores are accurate.
Top 2 climbers coming out and finding the final spot, so they'll be coming out first in the finals. But Matt Cousins, this could be a real confidence booster if he finds a top, but he needs to be careful here. I mean, this is so difficult. You just want to shout, Matt, don't bother. You're absolutely fine, because you are going to ruin your skin for the finals. I'm sure he'll be working with his skin repair kit drastically in the next couple of hours before we start semi-finals later on tonight.
Paying a visit to the skin bank.
6:15, the final starts tonight. Hopefully you can all join us for what is set to be a fantastic show. Brilliant boulders here so far, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of thrills and spills to come. CWIF finals always one not to be missed, so plan your day, go out for your dog walk now, come back, get the kettle on ready for this evening.
Stasha back on our final boulder. Remember, these climbers don't have any access to the current rankings, so you won't know what position she's in.
Yeah, it's interesting. You say they don't have access. Technically, they don't and they shouldn't, but there is quite a big screen kind of towards the back of the crowd, so I do wonder if Cousins might take a few steps back and just have a little cheeky look.
Little peek.
But wow, that's risky, you know, if he's sitting in 6th and he doesn't know if that's 100% accurate, that scoreboard, you know, there could be some issues with his net or whatever, you know. It's really hard to know.
2 minutes 30 on the clock. Matt's back on. Block 4. Proving to be one of the hardest boulders. Good tight shot this. Really hard release. You can see how bad that left hand is.
I think Matt's done actually all right here. I'm just looking at the scores, and with the changing in the ranking of the scoring system, with zones becoming more important than attempts to tops, I think Matt, with that zone that he's got on men's number 4, will have pushed himself up into the 5th position. We shall see when the final results come up later on. Final pair on the final bowls with just 1 minute 50 left. And Gaz, what a great semi-final so far.
Yeah, it's been a hard semi-final for sure. That block 4 has been interesting.
But that's, I mean, hard semi-finals, that's what it should be really. I mean, this is the round where you've got to sort them out. You've got 20 climbers down to 6, and it's going to be the hardest round. The show and the fun comes tonight.
For sure.
Now
it's been a very good semi-finals. We've got a very good split on the ladies' side, and looks like a good split on the men's side as well. Coming down to the final minute of the 2018 CWIF semi-final. Matt Cousins getting psyched for probably what's going to be his last attempt.
This is a really interesting insight here into Stasha's climbing, how she's feeling this weekend. You would have thought, just by the form that she had going into the end of last season, that especially the slabs and the holders 3 and 4, she wouldn't be having too many problems. I thought she was easily the contender for the win here this weekend, but she is struggling a little bit. Someone like Michaela, obviously no slouch herself, made World Championships finals herself before, is looking like the on-form athlete. Tracy currently sitting in 1st, Chloe Collier, Yara Sparte, all up there as well. Cummins having another go, even though he's definitely through to the finals.
But like all competitions, he doesn't really know how safe his position is.
Every time he comes off, he's looking at that tip and he calls it a day. Luckily for him, hopefully someone will give him the nod and let him know that he's probably done enough, and that's a fantastic performance from the British athlete, Matt Cousins.
Cousins and Stasha bow out with only a few seconds left on the clock. And that has been a very interesting up and down semi-final.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant semi-final from a scoring perspective. It was great, and yeah, we're looking like a really good set of finalists and a good set of results for the finals. This is the current standings then. This is provisional, but it's pretty accurate. Stasha Gaho goes through in 6th place. Alma Betz-Varta for fantastic performance. Leah Crane pulled one out of the bag on the final problem, on the vertical problem, to come through in 4th position. And just as that updates, Yara Sparte was firing on all cylinders today. Chloe Collier, another brilliant CWIF performance for her, and the very emotional and very happy Michaela Tracy goes through in 1st position and looks like definitely the on-form athlete. A little look at the men's competition as the crowd just filters out. Alex Kazanov then, the only climber to find 4 tops. Absolutely on form, the Japanese athlete, gone from, I think it was 16th position in qualifiers all the way through to 2nd position. That's much more like we expected him to come through as. And 2 Brits in the men's category go through. Aidan Roberts in 3rd position Kim Marshner, a bit of a surprise athlete to make it through to the finals. Matt Cousins does move up into 5th position, as we were saying, and Tim Rauser from Netherlands tops the lot in 6th place. So no Jan Hoyer, no Nathan Phillips, Jone Kruder, all big names who drop out in the men's competition. Gaz, excellent semi-finals, and we're looking forward to the finals later on.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I mean, we've had 4 tops in the men, 4 tops in the women. Can't ask for any more.
Yeah, really good round. That is it, guys. We really hope you enjoyed the show so far here in semi-finals. We look back and look forward to the finals tonight at 6:15. See you then.